What's up, Knicks Nation? Welcome to the Blue and Orange Brunch. And as always, we have a whole lot to talk about. The Miami Heat make the big trade. They go and get Giannis Antetokounmpo away from the Milwaukee Bucks. My question to you is, are Miami Heat, are they now the biggest threat to the New York Knicks? Mo Diawara got the bag. He will be back. He's the first Knicks free agent signed. My question for you is he the backup power forward that we needed? And I'm going to give you my 6 picks. My 6 picks that the Knicks definitely need to make in this draft. It's going down. Also, Julius Randle was traded to the Nets. We could talk about that if you like. What else I got? I got, Landry Shamet could be on the move. However, there are others on the free agent market. And we'll see if these guys can help come replace Landry if he leaves. And my last question is, will Deuce be on the loose? A lot of speculations. How could one of the Knicks fans' favorite be on the block? We'll talk about this and more on this episode of the Blue and Orange Brunch Show. What's up, Knicks Nation? Welcome to the show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan. And I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes. Tell a friend that we live, man. Hey. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. But listen, before we begin the show, we do have to address the proper formality. We have to smash that damn like button. So as you enter the show, smash the like button so we can help let the YouTube algorithm know that this is the place to be. And listen, man, in the last 28 days, we noted that well over half of you guys who watch are not subscribed. So subscribe now and help us close the gap. We're on the road to 10K subs, and each time we have new subscriber milestones, we have special giveaways. And the first is the 5K giveaway, where we will give away this rookie Jalen Brunson trading card. All you have to do is subscribe. No phone numbers, no emails, no janky websites. Subscribe now. You automatically entered in the chance to win this. And listen, you better get on the train now because we're about to be at 5,000 subs in no time. All right. And we will be shipping that card off. So let me see who's in the building before I begin. Okay. I see Zach in the building. What's good? Quest ENT. Darlene. What's good? Ryan Love. We in the building. Uh-oh. Cleo. Oh, okay. I won't call you Cleo. I'm going to call you Champ. I got you. We got Champ in the building. Salute to Ryan Love. What's up? All right. Tugboat Taylor. Captain of the OKF Nation ship. Sparks, what's going on? As you enter the show, smash that like button, man. Just to let you guys know, we'll be back tonight as well. We got the draft watch party, the member-only panel. So if you are a channel member, you could jump on the panel with me, but we will be watching the live together to see exactly what the hell is going to happen. I had to review personally. I personally looked at 50 prospects. No cap. Yeah. This is the most informed I've ever been entering a draft. So now I won't be like, who the hell is that? I even know some overseas dudes who probably won't even get drafted, but that's a whole nother topic. I did my homework. I did my research, and we're going to talk about that tonight. What else I want to say? Same thing tomorrow. Blue and Orange Brunch in the afternoon. And then we'll do the round 2 draft tomorrow as well. Blue and Orange Brunches throughout the entire week. We'll see if we do two-a-days. And I'm expecting that we're going to do a lot of two-a-days, clips, shorts, everything. I mean, right now it's so hot. Everything, the league is on fire right now. We got so many moves. Let me just make sure nothing new just happened. Let me just take a glimpse at the report. I mean, a lot of stuff. What I'm hearing now on the NBA side is that Ant-Man might be on the move, y'all. Ant-Man might be on them. And I got a funny feeling, no sources on this one, but he might go to Boston, bro. I just got a funky feeling that Ant-Man, because there's no way that Celtics could just allow this to happen. You know, they tried to move on from Brown, didn't go down. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to trade Ant-Man. Big time salute to A-Pow Diaz. What's good? Welcome to the show. Hopefully you having a fantastic day. And all of you guys are having a fantastic day. Kind of gloomy outside, you know, kind of cool. So I said, I throw on a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Throw on a hoodie. Why not? You know, get a little fall in the summertime. But, oh, my hand feels really good, by the way, to those of you guys who know. Well, if you don't know, I broke my hand. And I'm feeling really good. I feel like I could go back outside and hoop. So I might go get some shots up. I might not play, but I might get back outside just to, you know, really test it. It feels good. I did some lifting, not weights or nothing like that. And yeah, no pain. I'm going to talk to my doc, the OKF doc. Salute to the OKF doc. He's been consulting me on a lot of this stuff. Some other draft news too is that we're not sure who the first pick is going to be. There's no, like, you know, there's no consensus first pick right now. It could go either way. And I wouldn't be surprised if Cam Boozer, the same way Paolo did, sneaks up first pick in the draft, right? But AD is slated to want to stay with Washington, so maybe they won't draft Boozer because, you know, Boozer's a 4 and AD is a 4, so I don't know about that. We'll see. But I'm gonna get into this Knicks business. A lot to talk about. I got my own little not mock draft, but I got a big board. I got like at least 18 people on my big board, probably more than that. Picks that I would like to see. I also got the grandmaster list of all the people the Knicks have met with. It's about 28 players. I ain't gonna lie. Half of those players, bro, I'm like, who the hell is that? Like, where did you find these guys? I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not saying they're not good players. I'm just saying they're not popular players. All right. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. There has been some reports that the Knicks may be looking to move off of the 24th picks now, especially now that we see Mo Diawara is there. And you know what? Let's start with Mo Diawara. Is Mo Diawara a backup power forward? What do you guys think? Is that our go-to backup power forward? I don't know. I feel as though Mo Diawara, he's going to have to put some weight on. You know, maybe he fills out a little bit and he's more up to the task, but he has the height, he has the length. So, you know, we'll see exactly where he wants to, you know, to where he wants to be at, but I don't know. But there's some speculation now that because they signed Mo Diawara that they could look to move off of the pick. Now, a lot of people, they feel as though, you know, they listen to certain things and they feel like they have a great understanding for what's going on. I'm going to keep it real. You could possibly, depending on what the bag is, re-sign Jose and Shamet and stay under the second apron. But there isn't a world where you could re-sign Mitch and stay under the second apron. I saw someone say that, well, we should re-sign Towns so we could free up money for Shaman and Mitch. Not necessarily. That's not how that works. Cat's contract will be renewed next season, not this season. Cat is already under contract. And I feel as though people, they're missing the mark with that. And we have right now, depending on what Mo Diawara signs for, anywhere between $13 to $12 million to sign 4 more players. Okay, without going into the second apron. Now, we could go into the second apron. You know, there's nothing stopping us but our desire to deal with the ramifications of what will happen when you go into the second apron. Okay, let me just get the research mode. Bam! So, Knicks may have revealed their plan for the number 24 pick. All right. He's agreed to the contract, which means the number 24 pick will never land in New York, probably. And you know what? Based on the visits that the Knicks went on with certain players, most of those players are second-round players, bro. I'm going to keep it real. They did not interview a lot of first-rounders. They did. I'm not saying that they didn't, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But a lot of the guys they interviewed, I promise you, you never heard of them before. Because I know I never heard of it before. Even just from a mock draft perspective. A lot of the guys that's on the Knicks list are not in the top 60 of many mock drafts. I had to look at least maybe 10 to 15 mock drafts. No cap. Just because I want to see why people have certain rankings. Not necessarily am I like dissecting every detail of the mock draft. But I will say, when it comes to this draft, I definitely did my homework. And there are some players that may be a little rough around the edges that we can get. But if you think about it, retaining Mo Diawara is probably better than any player we can technically get at the number 24 pick, depending on who's there. Now, there are some really good players that probably will wind up at 24. There's going to be surprises. And listen, tonight, I am prepared for any surprise. I'm keeping it real. I did my homework. And I will be able to share with you exactly why this kid is a baller or not. Well, I'm not going to focus on who can't ball. But remember Jake Fisher, we talked about this later. They're likely to deal the pick. Mo Diawara's return makes the number 24 pick more expendable. So what do you think? Do you pair Mo Diawara with the pick being on the move? Is that your sentiment? Me personally, I don't know. Because I think that there's value at the 24th pick. And if you don't know, this is what the value of the contract will be at number 24. The 24th pick. Hold on. Is that a hockey trade? The Devils. Oh yeah, that's a hockey trade. Damn, I'm getting hockey trades on my alerts. Okay, anyway. The Knicks select the 24th pick. They will likely earn $3.3 million. But I'm confused there because Pacome Dottie was the 25th pick. Is that like a threshold there? It could be a threshold there because Pacome Dottie took less money as a first round pick. I don't know how that's possible, but they signed him to a lesser bag. It could be a lesser threshold at that point because I could have sworn I read something on that indirectly, but I didn't know. All right. So this is where we are. I got 2 Mo Diawara questions. Does Mo Diawara deal mean that we move off the 24th pick? My second Mo Diawara question, is he the backup power forward that's going to be in the rotation? We know he was on the team last year, but he wasn't a fixture in the rotation. And we needed height in the rotation for a lot of reasons. He didn't get no run in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens. If you just joined the show, smash that like button. All right, do appreciate your support. Also, if you're not subscribed, you might as well subscribe because you watch and you don't subscribe, so make it official today. You feel me? I go live every day. And most of the time it's twice a day, especially now because we're going to get a lot of news. But this is one of my fixture staple shows. Salute to everybody in the building. All right. Continue to smash on that like button. And tonight is going down. We will be here for the watch party. If you are a channel member, you can get on the show with me tonight. We're going to have a conversation to all the channel members. And, we're going to watch the draft together. Julius Randle was traded to the Nets for a second-round pick. I mean, we already knew that we won the trade when it comes to Minnesota. And this just confirms it. Maybe Dante is next. Does Dante get bought out? And I feel like Ant-Man's going to be on the move. And Rudy Gobert. In fact, I got the perfect place for Rudy Gobert. Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers should trade for Rudy Gobert. He'd be perfect with Luka. That's what he needs, somebody to come off pick and roll. That's what Rudy Gobert does, and he plays good defense. I'm pretty sure LeBron will like that. Now, I don't think you could trade for Rudy and retain Reeves and LeBron unless LeBron takes a discount. But if LeBron takes a discount and they sign Reeves back to go with Rudy Gobert, that's not a bad looking five. Now, is it a champion five that's going to beat the Knicks? No, it's definitely not. Definitely. And by the way, another thing too, I want to get on the table off rip before we even get to the Miami conversation. I'm just asking the question, are the Miami Heat the biggest threat to the Knicks? It doesn't mean I think they're going to beat the Knicks. I did a poll this morning, and a lot of y'all just jumping off the deep end, going crazy. And I simply asked the question, are they the biggest threat? Meaning in the Eastern Conference, if we have the Knicks as the favorite to go to the finals, will Miami be the team that we beat in the Eastern Conference to get to the finals? That's all I'm saying. I don't know why that's difficult. But yeah, that's what I mean by threat. All right. So we'll talk more about the Miami stuff in a second. But let me keep it pushing. Since we gonna talk about this Knick business, I got another question, and we're gonna get to Deuce and Shamit, but I'm gonna start with Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride. A lot of us yell Deuce Champ. Salute to Deuce McBride. To everybody who's listening, I'm just we first off, this is basketball talk. We here to talk hoop. You feel what I'm saying? We talking basketball. So just because I have a topic, it doesn't mean that I want Deuce to get traded. If I'm coming up with a topic, it's because I see a group of Knicks fans talking about these things, and we got to talk about what the Knicks family is talking about, or there's a good article on it. And so in this case, it's both. There's been Knicks people who are like, yo, we got to get rid of Deuce. All right. And there's an article that has an interesting concept of why the Knicks may trade Deuce. So let's get into it. Deuce McBride, does he stay or go? What say you? Bam. Just a year ago, let me make this adjustment to make it a little easier. But just a year ago, Deuce McBride was everything, man. He was Mr. Incredible. Hold on. What happened to my research mode? Oh, man. Hold on, y'all. This is going to drive me crazy. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I got to troubleshoot my research mode. I don't know what happened to it, because that's going to drive me crazy. I know y'all probably won't notice what I'm looking at, but the fact that I noticed it, I got to fix it. But I just want to know from y'all, what happened to the love of Deuce? Like Deuce was getting mad love. And now, Deuce doesn't get the love like that. What's going on with Deuce McBride? All right. And why are people turning on him? This is a guy who's known to get the Deuce chant. Everywhere we go, I see what happened. All right, cool. I'm gonna do a quick little fix on this. We're gonna get right back into research mode. But I just never seen somebody turn from fan favorite in 1 week to now, yeah, we got to get him up out of here. I guess you know what it is? The boss, he kind of has everybody on eggshells right now because he said that, listen, y'all, we ain't going to the second apron. So, once he makes that statement, now it becomes, well, who goes, who stays? This person goes, this person stays. And now people are just jumping off the deep end with it. And, to all the people who have to go, I hope that you go get a bigger bag, man. But I just don't understand, why Deuce has to go. Deuce has one of the best contracts in the league. You know what I'm saying? Now, yes, he didn't perform well in the playoffs. We know that. But if you're just talking about his bag, man, Deuce McBride, I mean, it's not like, I'm not going to say it's a bargain. I'm going to say it's a really good contract. Very favorable team contract. Now, you could argue that in terms of Deuce, like, hey, you know what? We want to come off of that because we want to trade you. This looks a little better. I made research mode a little bit better. Let me transition. Bam. All right. A little better for my sanity. Slide over. So Miles McBride is most likely the Knicks player to be traded during the draft. Now, let me just say something to y'all. All right? Let me just say something to y'all. Yes, we could come off of Deuce McBride's contract. But look, if you come off of Deuce McBride's contract, you got to replace him. So if you say, all right, we'll trade Deuce for a second-round pick, now that makes sense because now you could save a little bit of money, and maybe that extra money could go to Landry Shamet or something like that. Now that makes a little bit more sense to me. But if you're not going to do that, you're not going to get another player for Deuce. I mean, what player are you going to get for Deuce? Maybe some young kid who has potential, but I mean, is that really what you're going to? Is that going to really propel you forward? I don't know. Maybe it does, but based on where we are, they're saying Deuce McBride is the likeliest to get traded. All right, after his regular season performance. I thought he was solid. He had a career high 12 points, 42% from the field, but 41% from three. Phenomenal. 41 games, 15 starts. Phenomenal. All right. But unfortunately, in the playoffs, he fell off. All right. His field goal percentage dropped down. His 3-point percentage dropped down to 33%. Right. That's not great. The underwhelming performance was reflected in the playing time, which dwindled as the playoffs continue. So does that show us that, based off of his performance, that we don't need him anymore? That's cold-blooded, man. Why would a team trade for Deuce over Dadier? By the way, I don't think Dadier's going nowhere. Yeah, I don't think that. You could add Dadier to the question. In terms of Mo Diawara, is Dadier the power forward? He's 6'9". Honestly, when I saw Dadier, because I went to the Westchester Knicks game, he looks the same height as Mo Diawara. He's tall, man. Them guys are tall. He looks the same height as Mo Diawara. So, I can't believe we're at a point right now where we're saying Deuce will go before Dottie. But you know, the argument is that Dottier's ceiling could be higher. I don't know. Deuce McBride only carries $3.9 million cap hit, which I said. I mean, that's a great contract. But y'all want to move him. What do you think? Do you think Deuce is on the loose? And keep it real. If you want to trade him, is the reason why due to his poor playoff performance? All right? Is that the reason why y'all want to get rid of Deuce McBride? Now, right now, we know that Landry Shamet is someone who is a very valuable player to the 2026 Knicks and their title run. What do you guys think we should do with Shamet? The way the money's looking, CJ McCollum got $21 million for 1 year. Colin Gillespie got $50 million. All right? Cash is getting paid. Oh my God. Ayo DeSumo. Salute to Ayo DeSumo. I'm a player appreciator. I know he's not a Knick, but I'm going to salute him. $115 million? Hey, the playoff. Walt Clyde Frazier. Salute to the legend Walt Clyde. He said something that was very valuable. The playoffs is where you become famous. Ayo DeSumo balled out in the postseason. Balled out. And it led to him getting a bag. So, Landry Shamet, what happens to him? But no, he should be loyal to us. We gave him a shot. He should take less money. I could never co-sign that thought. It's about advancement. All right? Now, if he decides to take less, that's great. But if there's an opportunity for him to get more, I will never stop nobody for going to take care of their family and maximizing their income. Because at the end of the day, that's what we all want. We all want to get more money. We all want to get the bag. So let me share with you guys what happens when Landry Shamet decides to go get the bag. The suspense builds. Well, the good thing is there are alternatives. Now, I'm not personally saying that these guys are the best alternatives, so please relax. But there are alternatives to Landry Shamet in the case that he does walk. All right? Now, Tim Botans reported that Mitchell Robinson and Landry Shamet, the Knicks' top two unrestricted free agents, will likely return to New York. I mean, I don't know about that report. Sorry. But that's easier said than done. As we know, Leon Rose toes the line on the second apron, which we never crossed it. And honestly, we might have been hard capped every year. I don't think there was a year where we could actually go into the second apron. But owner James Dolan said on WFAN earlier this week that it's a line he would rather not cross. Now, just to be clear, so y'all understand where we at. If you factor in the pick, the 24th pick, it's a guaranteed contract, baseline $33.3 million. If you add that to the equation, you're looking at around $10 million, $9 million to sign 3 players. So you have $9 million in space to sign 3 players. This is why some people speculate the Knicks may trade the pick. Now look, very important. You got to sign Landry Shamet and Mitchell Robinson with $9 million. How do you get that done? Can you explain that to me? It doesn't get done. So this is why we're looking at this list just to keep ourselves abreast of who's out there. Now, I like Kelly Oubre Jr. If Kelly Oubre Jr. is willing to come to the Knicks on a veteran minimum, I'm taking him. Yeah, I'm taking him. He's 6'7", all right? He's not as good of a three-point shooter as Shaman is, but he plays defense and he's taller than Shaman. If I can get him for the veteran minimum, I'm taking him. Tim Hardaway Jr. is available. We know he's a sharpshooter. He's not the defender that Shaman has become, but when it comes to getting buckets, Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to get buckets. And he was with the Knicks. I doubt that he'd be available for he's 34 years old, so wow. There's a good chance he takes that veteran minimum. All right? Now, Gary Trent Jr., I'm like, though he could shoot. He's definitely a shooter. But, you know, he's going to decline his $3.8 million player option. If he's declining the $3.8 million option, that more than likely will be more than his exception. So why would he sign with the Knicks? That doesn't even make no sense. Kevin Huerter, I mean, if he's the last pickup on a veteran minimum, I wouldn't mind it. But I mean, yeah, he can shoot threes, but yeah, I don't know. He is a New Yorker. He's from Albany, right? But he shot 30% from threes. Of course, 69 games for the Bulls and Pistons. That's a want. Oh, hell no. I'm not doing that. No, sir. No, not me. Yeah, not me. Not doing that. Matisse Thybulle's interesting, but I mean, he has no offense whatsoever. He is just straight defense, but he has shot 41% on his three-point shooting. So that does make him a 3-and-D player, but he doesn't really have an offensive bag at all. All right? And then Keon Ellis. What do you think? Do you think Keon Ellis would be a veteran minimum? At first, and a couple of y'all tried to tell me about Keon Ellis, but I had to do my own research. Sometimes I'm just stubborn like that. I thought that Keon Ellis had more of a bag than what he had. I'm not saying he had a bag. Relax. I thought that he had more of a bag than what he had. And he's not someone that can create offense. He's a spot-up shooter. Plays great defense, though. His defense is phenomenal. But he's just a statue on offense. I mean, if you keep a hand on his face, he's not a threat. I don't know. And some honorable mentions. Luke Kennard, he's getting paid way more than the veteran minimum. Nicholas Batum, I'm good. He's old. Ooh, Chris Middleton. How y'all feel about Chris Middleton on a veteran minimum? I might take him on a veteran. If I could get Chris Middleton on a veteran minimum, I'm taking him. Yeah. I'm taking him. Yeah, I'll take him. Yeah, I take him. I'm not sure what y'all think about that, but those are some replacements. All right. I'm about to get to the phone lines. Smash that like button. Before I get to the phone lines, I want to politic the trade really quickly because a lot of people are saying that the Miami Heat got fleeced. And I'm like, how did the Miami Heat get fleeced? That's a mystery to me. I don't know how you get a top 5 player in the league and got fleeced in the trade. That sounds crazy to me. All right. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do appreciate y'all's support. All right. And for rocking out with me. Big time salute to everyone in the building. All right. You know what? Really quickly, I'm gonna do the MVP donors because I got to show love to the people who show love to me. By the way, if you reach a certain threshold, I think it was $20 in donations, you're gonna be a part of a special giveaway. All right. I'm doing a special giveaway for the MVP donors. So if you hear your name on this list repeatedly, you will be entered into the contest. All right. So hold on. The hell is that? Sorry. Got so much going on. All right, cool. So the first person I'm gonna give a big up salute to is my man AP. A-Pow Diaz, what's good? And I appreciate you, A-Pow, for all the stuff you do as well. Hakeem the Dream, him 2722. My man J-Tap Mob, salute to J-Tap Mob, one of the first mods ever on this channel. Jesse, I see you, Jesse. Jesse knows her basketball. Salute to King. All right, BK all day. LD, D from LA. L Figgy, what's going on? OKF Nation's most requested caller. My man Walls P, OKF Nation Plus. Prince Charles, OKF Nation Plus. Walter White, OKF Nation Plus. Hey, by the way, if you bought merch, I'm adding you to this list too. Salute to the people who bought merch. My man Sean, Prince Charles, my man Blue. What's good, Blue? Blue's actually a part of the Cashapp crew as well. Salute to the Cashapp crew. I got my man Trey up in there. Juan Rivera, big time salute to you. But matter of fact, Juan, big time salute to you. You drove up from South Carolina and you met me at American Dream. Big time salute to you. All right. Pat the engineer. Yo, he's one of the super duper member buyers. My man, the Bronzeville Spurs fan, salute to you. I do appreciate your support. Jersey Champagne, I see you in the building. Gino from Brooklyn, big time salute to you. So big time salute to all of the Cash App crew. You guys will be entered into a contest, special giveaway. All right. I got to take care of the people who take care of me and spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. You feel me? Now, I'm about to get into these phone calls, but I just got to politic this Miami Heat trade really quickly because I think that if you think that the Miami Heat was fleeced, dog, you don't know what a fleece is. By the way, salute to Mr. Knicks 101. I do appreciate you. He asked me your thoughts on Giannis going to Miami. I didn't want him on the Knicks. Also, I would not be surprised if Miami looks at Shaman. Hey, I'm telling you right now, Miami has the potential to really make their team even more solid. I'm just telling y'all right now. It may piss some of y'all off. Y'all know we hate the Heat. The Heat is one of my top 5 hated teams. I cannot stand the Miami Heat. Ever. Do you understand? I could never stand the Heat. But this was a really good trade. And let me keep it real. And some of y'all might remember this. I told y'all that the only team in the Eastern Conference that made sense, well, there was 2. I would put Orlando up there too. I think Orlando could have did a nice trade for Giannis and still had a really good team. But it was Miami and maybe Orlando. The only 2 teams it made sense in the East to trade for Giannis because they could put together packages that did not necessarily require a hero, but I guess Milwaukee really wanted him. So at that point, if the Bucks are saying, look, y'all could take Giannis, but we want hero, I'm not going to be the one to say, I'm not giving up hero. He's my future. I'm going to be like, okay, he's on the first thing smoking. Fleeced what? The only player in the deal that I felt was like, yeah, this player might come back to haunt you is Khalil Ware. I think Khalil Ware could be special, dog. He is really, but Jaime Jaquez Jr.? Are you serious? He's a dirty player. Get his ass out of here. He's the best dirty. No, it's Wemby, then Jaime Jaquez. The 2 dirtiest players in basketball. Facts. That's who they got rid of. And then let's keep it real. Tyler Hero, he only there half the time anyway. He only there half the time. He never there in the playoffs. He never there when you need him. You make it into the finals, no Hero. You know what I'm saying? How many playoff games Tyler Hero played in? We're going to keep Hero. Are you mad? I still get, do you understand who they have? Still? They got Bam, Mr. 83 points himself, to go with Giannis. They're about to get Norm Powell back because, you know, Pat Riley about to fleece everybody. You talk about the fleece? Wait till you see the fleece. You ain't even see the fleece yet. You got Norm Powell going to come back. Trust me, they going to work that out. And Wiggins going to take a discount. That's the Pat Riley fleece. That's your starting five. I like it. Then, like my man Mr. Knicks 101 said, see, let me show you something. All right, let me show you something. Because I don't think people understand the tenets of the deal, right? And why the deal is so beneficial for the Miami Heat. Y'all looking at the Milwaukee Bucks, they're not going to do nothing. They were trying to trade off a Hero, but I think they're going to keep him. Because for whatever reason, oh, we love Tyler Hero. Okay, let's see what you do with him. let's see what you do with Hero. No, not even playing. Yeah, not even playing. Sorry, it's not going down. But Miami, and here's the question you got to ask yourself. The Miami Heat have gone to a team that didn't make the playoffs to possibly being the second best team in the East behind us. No, I don't think that the Miami Heat right now are better than the Knicks. No, hell no. But do I think they're better than everyone else? Hell yeah, until they make moves. Until I see Ant-Man going to Boston or something like that, I'm putting the Heat over everybody else in the East besides us. Let me show you something. All right, and I got this little hoop type right here, just to show you the politics of the game, right? Because what the Miami Heat did in this trade was fire. Let me show you why. So now they did the trade, and here's the quagmire they're in. Wiggins has a player option for $30 million. Did you notice that he never opted into the deal? What did I tell y'all yesterday on that podcast? By the way, salute to everybody that was in the building for the podcast yesterday. If you missed it, go check it out. Good information. But I told you, when Jose decided to push back his contract and his decision for his contract, that benefits the Knicks. The deadline is on the 29th or the 20-something. I can't remember. It's late June, don't matter. All right? Now, usually, two things will happen. If a player is mindset is based on wanting to leave a team, usually they do that sooner. Right? Like, there's no loyalty to the team. I'm opting out or I'm opting in, one of the two. When you see delays in opt-ins, it's usually because they're trying to work out a deal with the team. I give you a big one right now. Anybody has any news on James Harden? Why not? Because we already talked about how during the playoffs, they were trying to work out a deal with James Harden, a long-term deal. So that way he won't opt into that $50 million player option that he has, or 40, whatever the hell it is, right? Because that won't benefit the team, right? Now, look, Norm Powell, who's an all-star, by the way, y'all. That's 3 all-stars in Bam, Powell, and Giannis. And you don't think that that's formidable, I don't know what to tell you. It's a good damn team, bro, on paper. Now, will they be good? I don't know. Are they better than the Knicks? No. Once again, I don't think they're better than the Knicks. You know why? Because they still don't have an answer for Jalen Brunson. And as long as you don't have an answer for Jalen Brunson, that's 40 on your head every game in the playoffs. Yeah, that's a problem. that's a huge problem. But overall, they're a good defensive team with that team. And Davion Mitchell, even though he's too little for Brunson, he is a good defender. He puts in a lot of energy, and he's going to have help. All you got to do is just push the defense to Giannis and Bam. That's it. because they gonna be down there protecting the paint. Powell's not a bad defender, and Wiggins isn't to me an above average defender. I wouldn't say Wiggins is a liability on defense. So I'm just telling you right now. Here is the game plan. When they did the trade, right? The young bull they traded, can't remember his name, from Europe. Khalil Ware, Hami Hardcaz, and Hero, right? The Bucks sent Giannis and Portis. Of course, they sent 3 first picks and all of that. I don't really give a damn about first picks. Salute to Mikal Bridges. F them goddamn picks. I ain't worried about picks for. Oh my God, they gave up 3 picks. That's the worst thing ever. Are you kidding me? Ain't not one of them picks are going to be guaranteed to be Giannis Antetokounmpo, because the Heat are not trash enough to get a first pick, right? They're going to be in the middle of the draft. Nobody you get in the middle of the draft is going to be on Giannis Antetokounmpo's level. So I could give a damn about any pick. I don't really care about no picks. All right? Now look. They had a trade exception from the who was that left the team? Duncan Robinson. That's how they got Portis. The Miami Heat are hard cat at the first apron. They are hard cat at the first apron. So when they get Wiggins to opt out of his player option and take less money, sign Norm Powell, sign Wiggins for the low, and they still, like my man Mr. Knicks 101 said, will have enough money to sign somebody like a Landry Shamet. Yeah. So you sleep on the Miami Heat if you want to. I am not taking that nap. They paused me in the Discord. I said, I'm not taking a nap with you, and that's still a pause. I don't know. It is what it is. All right, hold on. Let me see. All right, so that's just the Miami politic. I didn't even, there's more to that, but I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna get to your calls in a second, but I'm gonna get to these super. Can the Knicks get Ant-Man in the future? Anything's possible. If Leon Rose wants something, he'll get it. But honestly, right now, what we're banking on is our core 5. Like we're treating our core 5 like the Warriors did with Draymond, Clay, Steph, right? I think that's what we're banking on. I don't think we're looking to trade anyone in the core 5. I'm gonna keep it real. So that'll make it hard to get Ant-Man. But never say never, because to me, Leon Rose is the best in the business. Yeah, Presti got to show me this year how real he is. Yeah, he's starting to trade off them assets. I bet. Second apron shorty. We gonna see. Salute to Jesse. Apparently Miami used the trade exception, and it hardcat. Yep, it hardcast about the. See, yo, she knows her basketball. No, Jesse. Listen to the fleece. They're going to convince Wiggins to not opt into the player option. And they're going to take that Wiggins money and give it to Powell. That's what's going to happen, Jesse. If you don't think Pat Riley is the master fleecer, he's about to show you that he is the master fleecer. I'm just keeping it real. The fleece went in reverse, because some of y'all was like, oh, the Miami Heat got fleeced. How? How do I get Giannis, but then I got fleeced? Huh. Okay. But I want to know, are they the biggest threat to the Knicks in the Eastern Conference? I say yeah right now, because nobody else made a move. But I want to see what you guys got to say. 646-995-8389. All right. Also, really quickly, I gotta let y'all know too, because the phone lines are hot. As you call up, if I miss your call, I will call back. I got some heavy hitters, but before I do that, I'm gonna take you to my link tree, because on my link tree I got my merch, man. I'm wearing my hoodie right now, the Captain 11. It's kind of hard to see. Bam, I got the black Captain 11 on. If you want to go check out some of the merch, all you gotta do is hit the link tree. I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now. Check out my link tree, and you guys will be able to watch it. Bam. All right, you go there. We got mugs, we got t-shirts, we got hoodies, even though nobody really cares about hoodies but me because it's summertime, but it's a cool day today. So I'm going to rock my hoodie. We got the mugs, the Captain 11 mugs. Go check it out, man. All you got to do is hit the link tree. Link is in the chat. That's linktree/TheObjectiveFan, all right? So 646-995-8389. Later in the show, I'm going to give you my mock draft breakdown. All right. And we're going to be here tonight for the mock draft. So make sure you guys are in the building. All right. Get my man E from Harlem to VA. Let's see what he got to say. My man E representing Harlem. OT. Hopefully he's there. If not, we'll keep it pushing. I know a lot of y'all be at work, so, you know, you could do what Jesse and these guys are doing. You can send in a donation. If you can't call up,
your call has been.
I understand. I understand. Look, he probably took a break, couldn't get off break. Let me see if Ty is there. 646-995-8389. Call up. Voice your opinion.
Yo.
What's good, Ty? What's good, my brother?
Fam.
Oh, damn. I think he can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yo.
Hold on, I got him. Hold on. Call me back, Ty. My bad. Yeah, every time the first call, I don't know why that happens. What's good, Ty? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, family.
That's my fault, man. What's good, my brother?
All is good, man. All is good. You up here talking crazy, trying to start us up for this for the summer. I said, Karan knows exactly what he's doing, man. Listen.
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just speaking my truth, my brother.
No.
I'm just telling you, Pat Riley about to pull a fleece. Watch.
But you know what? So Pat Riley, you know, when we do our history, you know, he's upset with New York. He hates New York. He always wants to get one up on New York.
It's a fact.
So we know that. Yeah. The thing is, he don't got a big three coming to him no more, okay? He can't go get a big three no more because of the aprons have done that to him. So him getting a big name like Giannis is putting people in the seats. Will Miami be competitive? They're going to be competitive because of their defense. There's nobody right now available that's going to be able to be offensively compatible or to compete with us. But defensively, yeah, they can hang their hat on that. They'll be able to hang their hat on that. I won't put Miami over Detroit. Detroit need one piece to be contending with us in the Eastern Conference Finals. I won't put Miami over Boston. If they get an extra piece, they're gonna be right back in the thick of things. And I won't put them over Cleveland because Cleveland was there. So when you're talking about Miami, I see them being a strong five, not the top group in the Eastern Conference for the playoffs. Not going to want to play them in the first round or second round. That'll be Miami's best bet. But as far as Pat Riley fleecing everybody, no, he's not. He's triggered because the Knicks won one. The avalanche of the Knicks winning has made the whole league riddled in fear. Everybody's scrambling, trying to look for things to do, trying to make the big splash. But you know what? We're sorry. You guys let us build and build and build, and now we're here. And now the gauntlet who we are, the giant who we are, you guys are looking up at us. You had a clip that you have posted on your page, man, where you said New York is at the top of the mountain looking down at OKC. And I used to tell you, you're looking down at everybody. That way needs to be true, Karan. Like we can't work like Giannis. Me and you wanted Giannis because you know why? We just know we wanted to get better. Right. But what I'm looking at is I don't want to lose Karl-Anthony Towns. Remember, y'all was arguing me. You and D, respectfully, were arguing me because I wanted Towns and Giannis. I just didn't want to let go of Towns. Then I'm like, why we gotta let go of Mitch? When I'm looking at it right now, and when I know Leon Rose is doing, Leon Rose didn't just started playing chess right now. He was already planning for the off season. If you know Leon Rose, he already knew these dominoes was gonna fall into place. He bet on Towns, and Towns won him the bet. So now he's like, okay, I'm not worrying about Giannis right now. We wanted Giannis because we're looking at it like, okay, how do we get better? Here's how you get better. You pay the guys who helped you eat, and then you surround them with players like Mo Diawara. You bet on your farm. The Knicks always had a good farm. We drafted Porzingis. We drafted Iman Shumpert. We drafted champions, Trevor Ariza. Stop playing with me. We drafted nothing but champions. And because we didn't have an A1 guy to help those guys win the championship, they went and somewhere else and won it. So we got to stop acting like, and I'm not saying Leon Rose is the part of that. I'm just saying our farm. We always had a good farm. And so we got to trust in our farm. Champions cannot panic. That's one thing the Knicks taught us. We can't panic because other teams are joining forces. We didn't join forces.
Right.
We didn't go get two A-list stars to come join us. We didn't do that. We built it, and we got a second-round dude who was disrespected his whole career, got number second-rounders, and let them know this is how you win a championship. So they can go get the superstars all they want, fam. This is not New York. We're not moved by nobody. We're not moved by nobody, KP. I don't care if Giannis and Bam, let me tell you why Bam's not going to win one, because he stole a record from Kobe Bryant. The basketball guys, he stole a record from Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
That was his highlight of his career. And let me tell you something. Giannis went where the money was, and he's in no tax state. He's gonna be in the sunshine with his mom want. Okay.
Yep.
But
you talked about that.
Giannis know that the Heat wasn't the best place for him to win another championship. That boy know that.
Yeah.
That's why he left his brother. If he would have took his brother Thanos with him, Giannis will be looking to try to win a chip. Giannis wants. No,
he will. His brother's a free agent. He'll be there.
Yeah. Pat different. Pat cut from a different cloth. Pat don't care about no Thanos. He don't care about that. Pat trying to put a team together. Pat trying to put a team together though, KP. Right. I don't think Thanos is one of his. I don't think Thanos is one of his players that he want to spend big dollars on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he get him over there, he get him over there. But at the end of the day, we got to stop playing around like what Miami did. Giannis was going to go to somebody, and it wasn't the Knicks. So we got to stop playing around with the fact that just because Giannis went somewhere. Giannis, you know who said it? Figgy said it. Figgy, listen. You always talk about our OKF girls, our females.
The best.
Figgy, absolutely. Cleo, Figgy, Chosen, Maxine, all the females that come on here, if I'm forgetting y'all, my bad, but y'all all fire, because the females look from a strategic standpoint. Females play chess. They don't play checkers. Me and you was ready to play checkers. Let's get Giannis and flip it out. Even though we knew we still had a championship team. The point I'm making is she said, let us keep the team together. She started talking about and highlighting Giannis' injuries. And me and you both know his injuries just started. But what they were saying was, where there's smoke, there's fire. No pun intended to your show. But at the end of the day, fam, once you start getting flat tires, it's only gonna be so long that the flat tires are gonna pop, fam. We got all of our players are in their prime right now. All of them. Cat is in his prime, Hart is in his prime, Brunson is in his prime, and Anobi's in his prime, Mikal is in their prime. You don't mess with that. You leave that alone. You leave that alone, and you just build around it. I'm not afraid of Giannis. I'm not afraid of Detroit. Honestly, I'm not afraid of nobody. Brunson's going to win MVP next year. Anunoby will be an all-star. And this is what the Knicks want. We want the teams to be really good, because the asterisk on us is we didn't play nobody. We know we played somebody this year.
Of course.
In the playoffs. You know what I'm saying, KP? But they're trying to make it like, they're trying to put an asterisk on there and say, that's why we blew those teams out. If you want to give us a poor team, we're going to make them look poor. But at the end of the day,
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, fam, let everybody bolster up their team. Let everybody get in because what I realized with Brunson is really the face of the league. He really is that MVP, man. And they don't want to concede to that. So he's going to take it. He's on another mission. It's not just a chip right now. Everywhere Brunson went, he won multiple chips, man. So I don't know why it's going to be different if he won one here at the highest level. So that's all I have to say. I'm not afraid of Pat Riley.
Thank you, Ty.
He don't like us. He trying to make a splash to fill those seats.
Of course.
Right now, Giannis I'm sorry, Giannis, man. You know, he should have went to Boston.
Nah, it would have been worse. Trust me, it would have been worse.
I think if you put him, see, Boston want to let go of Pritchard and them. They don't want to let go of their little farm and their picks. But if you paired him with Brown and Tatum and built around that.
No. Brown was in the deal. It was Brown or Giannis.
I know. But what I'm just saying is, even if Brown left and it was him and Tatum, and they didn't give away Pritchard and a bench, man, the Boston Celtics would have something to say to challenge us. To challenge us.
It's the same team.
Team. As Miami, KP?
No, it's the Boston would be the same as themselves. They wouldn't be any better because Brown is
not.
Giannis? Yo, listen, Brown gonna show y'all how nice he is. Y'all keep sleeping on Jaylen Brown. He gonna show y'all how nice he is.
No. Nobody's sleeping on Jaylen Brown. When I'm talking about Tatum and Giannis. You're saying that Boston wouldn't have did nothing with them too, with their little
they
players?
Too power forward, like they the same position. Like
no, Karan, you got it mixed up. That's Miami. That's Bam and Giannis. See, you mixing it. Bam and Giannis are the same players. That's why I'm laughing at Miami. They don't got no. You got two of the same players who's undersized. Okay, Giannis is 6'10", 6'11". Bam is 6'8", 6'9", playing the deck on the same position. You're talking about Powell coming back. Ain't nobody worried about Powell. Ain't nobody worried about no Miami fam.
Bro, we not worried about Miami, but the rest of these guys in the East need to be worried about Miami. We ain't worried about Miami.
No,
we are not worried.
Listen, man, I'm not. I promise you this, bro. I promise you this.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna get out of here. We got everybody in this chat. We got to give respect to Figgy. She stood 10 toes. Me and Angie, we was wavering on the bus and off the bus. But at the end of the day, Figgy said it, and it's coming to fruition. And she even said it in 5. She even said it before, like, so
she did.
I like to give respect to what respect is due, because a lot of times we act in our emotions. I'm definitely one of them. I'm a hothead when it comes to my Knicks. I'm but at the end of the day, I think we all are in our own right. But when you can be logical and you can concede to somebody's point of view and say, you know what, they were right, you give them that, because she was right, and she's gonna look like a prophet come this next season. But again, we're not worried about nobody, KP. Thank you for taking my call, bro. We're not worried
Big
about
time salute.
And we definitely not worried about Pat Riley. He's a hater. He's mad he never won us one. He sat up there and did us filthy. Didn't put Ronaldo Blackman in the game. He knew he fumbled us so many times, Pat Riley. I can't stand him. And he sit over here like he's a little mobster in Miami, sitting behind them palm trees, acting like he just pulling strings. And all he did was sell LeBron Miami, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Miami, and that was fine. You're playing with 3 perennial all-stars. Okay, good job, Pat Riley, but you didn't do nothing.
Right.
You didn't do what Leon Rose
did,
getting it out the mud. You didn't do that.
That's a fact.
Man. All right,
big time salute, Ty.
Salute, man. Salute, y'all.
All right. Hey, just to let you know, first off, Ty was cooking. I don't agree with everything he said, but mostly everything. And like he said, you know, Pat Riley is the biggest Nick hater, and I can't stand Pat Riley. But he be bullying these GMs. Like, he just has this aura where he just gets over on people, bro. Like, I'm still to this day trying to figure out how in the hell he got Terry Rozier on his team for Kyle Lowry. In what world is that a fair trade? Damn the picks. I don't care about picks. Oh, it was a first round pick. We gave up how many picks for Mikal? What does that matter? Like, nobody cares about picks, bro. I'm sorry, man. I know we got the draft tonight. That might sound a little blasphemous. But I'm just saying, dog, if I got a chance to get a good player, bro, you can have whatever pick you want, because there's no guarantees these kids are going to be anything. I'm just keeping it real. And that's no offense to nobody. It's just real talk. We don't have no guarantees when we're talking about kids coming out of college, right? A lot of kids were so hyped up. Oh, they going to do this. They going. And then what happened, bro? So, damn them picks. You take the play you have now.
My good brother.
What's going on, E? From Harlem to VA?
Champion, man.
Let's go. Hey, we champions, dog.
No doubt.
What's up?
Ain't nothing, man. You know, I called to be educated by you. And I just had a couple of quick questions. The first one is, did you say that if we sign Mitchell Robinson, there's no way to be out of the second apron?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so with that being said, I think we have to have Diarra as our power forward, and maybe hope we hit in the draft with something.
Yeah,
I think Diarra has showed us enough to where I think he could play a lot better now that he has the confidence that he'll be in the rotation. You know, and I don't like his on-ball defense, perimeter defense that much, but that's something that could be improved with over time. But yeah, I don't. We don't have a choice really, because if it was up to me, I'll keep the starting five, Alvarado and Mitch. Everybody else, adios. No disrespect, but that's just me.
Yeah. No, Mitch is the only one you honestly can't keep. You might could keep Shaman, maybe, but no, there's no way you keep Mitch. You got $13 million to sign 4 players.
Jeez.
Yeah, how much money you think he gonna get?
Yeah, I'm assuming what, 15 to 20 a year, maybe? Is that stretching?
There you go. So unless Leon convinces Dolan to change his mind, it might be sayonara, man.
Yeah, I think it might be. But I appreciate you, my G. Keep it up, homie.
No doubt, man. Big time salute.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't mean to do that. That's my man E out of VA. Well, out of Harlem, but to VA. Hold on. I got my man Tugboat, no clock status. Get my brother Tugboat on the line. We got Angie in the queue. Oh, we got D from LA. What's good, Tugboat?
What up, KP? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm just out here, talking about the Miami Heat, man. I hate the Miami Heat, but I gotta give them a props. I ain't gonna lie.
That's why
Riley about to fleece Wiggins and Powell.
You keep talking like that. I don't think that Powell thing is happening. I hear the play.
Okay, watch.
I hear the play. Yeah, I hear the play, and it's a good play. But
watch what he does. Wiggins, 15 million. Powell, 25. The Jedi mind trick continues. You ever play 2K?
Yeah, but where does that put them, though? I mean, you still ain't. What's your offense?
What's your offense? Norman Powell averages 20 plus a game. He's an all-star. Giannis averages 30 a game. Bam scored 83 in the game. That's your offense. Wiggins can get buckets too. Like, they still got the Jovic's kid is all right. They got Jovic off the bench.
He's trash. He's trash. You can go in research mode and see that. Look.
He don't play no defense. He don't play no defense.
He don't play no defense, and he disappeared on offense. Jovic is trash. I'm telling you, he's hot garbage. The guy you need to watch out for. He's hot garbage, bro. Hot garbage. Even his daddy Jokic had to call him out. He's hot garbage. The guy you gotta watch out over there is the Swedish OG. The Swedish fish, Pele Larson. That's the guy you got to watch out for.
Yeah,
that's the guy nobody really knows about, but he's
Pele Larson.
But
I like him a lot. He can play.
I'm not worried about him. I'll be honest with you.
No. We're not worried. No. That's not what this show's about. It's not. No, we're not worried.
Oh yeah, I feel you. But you know what it gives me vibes of? It gives me an enhanced version of when we got Melo. That's what it feels like. It feels like a little bit. Nah, granted,
a little bit higher than Melo.
Yeah, granted, Melo's not an MVP / champion.
All NBA defense, first teamer, 7 times in a row. Yeah,
but it has the same vibes as that. And I've been telling my boy, like, where Miami is at is where we used to be. I've been telling that, my right-hand man, he's a Miami fan. That's how I know so much about him, because he won't shut up. And I keep telling him, y'all are just who we used to be. Y'all have backtracked. Y'all are who we used to be. Y'all going through everything that we went through. And now I'm just watching y'all in the time machine, and history repeating itself. And right now they're in that Melo phase.
So do you think I should do an 82 nights on them? Because I'm gonna do an 82 nights on another team this season. So
I mean,
I was thinking about doing the OKC, but now they got Giannis. I'm kind of intrigued. I ain't gonna lie. They kind of got me a little intrigued with Giannis, a little bit.
But see, you play chess, right? And you understand that this is just the first move. Now your first move is your important move. It's how you open up, but it's the next moves. And so I got to see how everybody else shuffles.
Oh, they got 3 for you.
Yeah.
They got a 1-2 combination with Wiggins and Powell. Jedi mind trick. Like in 2K, there used to be like there was an option. You got to spend like VC points. And it was called like the Jedi mind trick, where you just talk somebody out of their shoes. And then they didn't even realize that they ain't got no shoes on anymore. Right? That's what Pat Riley about to do. Trust me. I'm telling you, dog. That's what he does. I'm telling you. Watch. Just watch.
I don't know, man, because you got to see, all right, because where does, like you said, you're bringing up Ant. Where does Ant-Man go? So there's still a lot of moves that need to be made, because everybody's taking a move. You say that, but we don't know that.
I would go to Boston, bro.
Man, F Boston. I don't want them to get nobody. I want them to deal
They
with
desperate, dog.
that Jason Tatum ACL. I want them to deal with a bitter Jaylen Brown. I want them to deal
Damn.
with all of that. F Boston. I don't want them to get nothing.
But you know what I'm doing right now, though? I'm doing my Floyd Mayweather. I'm trying to talk my opponents up. So when I knock them down, like Ty said, oh, they got all these. Oh, you didn't play nobody. No, I want to beat Giannis. I want to beat Ant-Man and Tatum. I want to beat all of these. I want them to be loaded. Make your move. Make your move to make you good. So that way, when we bust y'all ass, we ain't got to deal with no, oh, man, but it was the first year of Tatum.
Yeah, well, that's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, well, Giannis, it was his first year. That's gonna be their immediate speech. I'm telling you, that's why I'm not even worried about these guys. If we're looking at we got to look at it as if we talk about Miami, we got to look at how are they looking for the next 3 years. That's why I asked, is this a win now team? Because what team does that? What team assembles a superstar in the first year and turns it into a chip? They may get a cup because Giannis loves playing in the cup. They may get a cup. I'm not going to take that away from them because
they're not getting past us, bro. They're not getting past us. Like we could just end that. Like if they meet us in the second round, they're going to get cooked. They meet us in the conference finals, they're going to get. They have nobody for Brunson.
They have nobody for Brunson. I just watched the cup.
That is an automatic loss.
That is when Giannis plays his best basketball I've ever seen is in that cup. Outside of that finals run, that cup run for some reason, I don't know if it's because his brother's on the team. He's trying to get them $500,000. He plays his best basketball in that cup series.
He tried to get them.
For real.
That's ill.
He does.
I never looked at it like that.
It's crazy. Like I said, I don't know if the Nigerian side kicking in, but he plays his best basketball in that cup series. But outside of that, but that goes back to the Deuce conversation, which was I'm not on to get rid of Deuce train, but
a lot of people are though, Tugboat. A lot of people get rid of him.
But just like you talked about the Tyler Hero slander that you gave up, which is justified, I think the same can go for Deuce, because when is Deuce in the playoffs? What is Deuce's best playoff performance?
Oh, he had the elimination games. He balled out.
In the garbage minute time when we were up by 40.
Well, if you want to look at it like
the 30-point lead. I mean, did he maintain the 30-point lead?
You cold-blooded guy.
No, I'm just being honest. Like what? Because you were saying how Clyde was playoff games make people famous, and I think it goes vice versa as well. Playoff games also expose players.
It hurts you.
Deuce isn't available in players, and I don't think it's a skill thing. Last time Deuce wasn't available is because of injuries, and I think by the time playoffs come along, his body can endure to have a prime performance in playoffs.
Do you think he's just too small and he's out of position? Because he be guarding some the Deuce he's guarding, bro. Elite.
That part too. Yeah, that part too. So he has to play the defensive roles that he has, plus the offensive style that he has. That's very limited. It's just he doesn't have any good playoff performances. So I can see why that'd be the sentiment of that's
Would you trade him for a pick then, for like a second round? You give it maybe 2 second rounds, the Obi Toppin package. Well, Randall got 1 second round, so maybe.
Don't do my boy Randall like that, man. It's good to see him back in the city, but damn, bro, that's crazy.
Yo, remember he said, "I just glad somebody wants me."
That's
crazy,
all I
thought about, bro. That's all I thought about when I saw the trade. I was like, damn, I thought he said that he was glad that somebody wants
man.
Me. Yeah,
that's it. This is like Cleo said, I think this is it for him. I have to agree with him. Yeah. This is the what they call that? The end credits for my boys. So shout out to them. Maybe we give him a PJ Tucker role though, Maybe
Could you imagine? Oh my God. He coming off the bench for OG. What?
He ain't got enough leadership for that. He don't have enough leadership for that, unfortunately. So it is what it is.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right. That's too crazy. That's too crazy.
What time we doing the show tonight?
Man, 7:45. I'm striking it up.
Okay,
we striking it up at 7:45.
What time's the draft start?
8:00.
Okay, I see
you gonna be in the building.
You locked in.
What? Man, if I show you, I didn't print out nothing. I got everything on the computer. If I show you the amount of information I have in my OneNote, bro, I'm prepared, dog. This is the first time I'm going into a draft where I know everybody.
That's crazy. You did that in what? A week?
Crazy. I did not. I've been was it a week? When I started? It had to be sometime after the parade or around no. before the, I don't remember. I might have been before the parade because the OKF doc used to send me players to check out. So, and I used to check these guys, but I wasn't really scouting like that. I just, just look at some YouTube, then forget who they are. But no, this time I'm really good. There's some cats. Wait till you see the 6 players I'm gonna show y'all on my big board. I got like 18 on my own big board. Fire. Yeah. So we'll see.
I'll be there.
All right, Tubbo. I appreciate you, my brother.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you calling back.
No doubt.
All right.
All right. Salute to Tubbo, OKF Nation Plus. All right. By the way, smash that like button if you didn't smash that like button. We're talking about the Miami Heat. Don't worry, I did not lose my damn mind. I don't think the Heat are a threat to the Knicks. No, I don't think that. I don't think that at all. What I'm suggesting is that I think that right now, and that can change because it just started, but right now they are the biggest threat to me, to the Knicks. Not that they're going to beat the Knicks. I just think that those other teams in the East got to step their game up because most of them ain't getting a Giannis. So, I mean, how much better can Detroit get unless they're getting a Devin Booker or something like that? You feel what I'm saying? Like, how much better will your team get? Like, signing Tobias Harris, to me, like, that's not going to put it over the top. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to say, okay, now we got a shot against the Knicks. Like, if I'm the Pistons, dog, I got to get more shooting while not losing out on my defense. Like, I got to restructure my team. But no matter what move I make, it's not going to be better than what Miami did. I mean, maybe your team may be better. Maybe. We'll see. We'll play it out. You know, but at the end of the day, when it comes to the level of the addition, I'm not seeing it. You know, I think Detroit, they're in a very crucial position. A very crucial position because they got to re-sign Durant, who's eligible for the super duper max. And you still got to add to your team. Like, these are like small market, mid-market teams, bro. It's not an abundance of money flowing that teams are willing to sacrifice to keep their teams together. All right. And you're starting to see some remnants of it now. Look at Minnesota. They said, oh, hell no. Randall, we'll take you for a bag of chips. We'll trade you for a bag of chips. And it's crazy. But that's life. If I miss your call, I am calling you back. So 646-995-8389.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, Bo? Best Eye in the building.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
Come on.
Where we going?
I'm so glad we didn't sign Giannis.
Okay.
To me, Giannis' game is not going to go far as he get older.
That's fair.
He don't have a signature move down low. He don't shoot that well from outside.
No, he doesn't.
So I'm so glad that we kept Cat. We didn't put him on trade.
Right.
You know, we look good. We still looking good. We still looking good.
Man, we the best.
Yo, we the best. We the best.
We the best. What the hell?
Right.
What?
Listen, I have a friend of mine that called me.
Okay.
Me and her brother was good friends growing up. You know, I stayed in their house. You know, we used to watch the Knicks games against Chicago. You know, her name Ruth Lovelace. She's the only female that coached boys basketball, varsity boys basketball.
Nice.
She coached for boys and girls. She said, she's so happy. She's so happy for Johnny Bryant. She went to Seton Hall. Johnny Bryant went to Seton Hall too.
Okay.
She said it could happen to a better guy. But I'm not worried about Giannis to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not worried about that at all.
Yeah, nah, not for the Knicks. I'm definitely not concerned.
Not for the Knicks. Not for the Knicks.
Yeah.
Listen, man. You have a good day.
Thank you, Bo. I appreciate you, man. We'll talk again, all right?
Exactly, man. Be good.
Big time. That's my man, Bo from Best Eye. Big time salute to Hakeem the Dream. He said Bam and Giannis are the same player. I disagree. Giannis is a point guard. Bam is a power forward who plays center, right? Sometimes Jokic and those bigger guys overwhelm Bam, but Bam holds his own. And he's been a 5 his whole damn career. You know, he's been an all-star before. So I don't think that Bam and Giannis are the same player. I completely disagree. Now, the better argument would be, well, Bam doesn't stretch the floor. And that's the type of 5 that Giannis is used to playing with. So I would have been looking, me personally, if I was doing the deal, even though Hero is kind of like wishy-washy with the health, but I would have preferred to trade Bam over Hero, because at least with Hero, he might be more compatible with what Giannis could use as somebody who could spread the floor and shoot in terms of getting open shots up when Giannis is running his little pick and roll. You know, and he could play somewhat of the point guard, even though he's kind of like a combo guard. But and he could create his own shot. So besides Norm Powell, that's why getting Norm Powell is important. Who else on Miami can create their own shot? And then also, besides Giannis, who's going to make life easier for the other players on offense? They're like to me right now, they're like a much better Detroit without Cade. That's just how I see him. You know, really good defensively, but when it comes to getting buckets, besides Giannis, who's going to set the offense up? Like, there's a certain structure to offense, and that's why I'm gonna be surprised if they make another trade. You know, there's more moves they can make in Miami. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. AP says, if we lose next year, Dolan's gonna certainly get the blame for it. Ironic he spent more money on worse teams. No, that's cap. I disagree. What do you mean by spending worse money? We've never seen, the salary cap goes up every year, my good brother. So I can't say he spent more money in the past when guys were getting $10 million, $15 million contracts. I wouldn't say that that's accurate. You got guys now getting $60 million. Towns is the biggest contract we've ever had in NBA history. We never had a player who made more money than just Towns. If you put Towns and OG together, you might not have another Knicks team that spent more money than what we spend on those two players. So no, he did not spend this money in the past. And here's another thing too. I disagree with the statement that it's going to be on Dolan. One, we had the opportunity to do the Giannis trade. We decided to not do the Giannis trade. Giannis wanted to come to the Knicks. It's been well documented, well reported. The Knicks ain't want Giannis. And then when they discussed it last summer, the Knicks didn't think that the deal was really on the table. So they never took the Milwaukee Buck conversation as a real, literal, Giannis can wind up in New York type conversation. Right? So, you know, Dolan, first off, AP, another thing too, just because you sign and you go into the second apron, there's no evidence that that works. We've seen it with Boston. Let's go into the second apron and bring everybody back. And guess what? They got cooked. You got to get better. So, like, we shouldn't fight to stay the same. We should be fighting to try to get better. You feel me? So, staying in the second apron is not necessarily the recipe for success. It's never been done before. We have, and also AP, when we won the championship last year, we were not a second apron team. There's only one team in NBA history to win the championship as a second apron team, and that's the Boston Celtics. The Oklahoma City Thunder was not a second apron team. The New York Knicks was not a second apron team. So there is no, oh, we should bring everybody back, and that guarantees a victory. We've seen that in the last 7 years. It hasn't yielded a victory. So I'm not sure if I'm just going to blame Dolan because he didn't want to go into the second apron. I don't think that would be I don't think that that's a fair statement just by itself. But I do get what you're trying to say. And the goal should definitely be to get better. but smash that like button like AP said as well. I do appreciate the call to action at the end of the super chat. That's fire. All right. And once again, if you can't call up, you could always, send in a super and I will treat your message as if it's a phone call or part of the show. Let me see if I can get my man Sean. I doubt it because he's at work, but let's see what happens. All right. We're talking about the Miami Heat. Are they the biggest threat to the Knicks in the East? What's good, Sean?
Yo, come on. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm glad to get you on the line, man. What's your thoughts? Where you want to go?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First of all, I wanna go to the Giannis trade first off.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, man. I just want to ask you just a real quick question, though.
Yeah.
What is your special take on Giannis? Like, what do you see so great in him, man? Just real quick.
My answer might be a little long, but I'm just going to try to summarize it. The man won 7 straight All-NBA first teams in a row. He's a 2-time MVP, Finals MVP, 50 points in an elimination game in the finals. The brother will never drop 2 points in the finals. I mean, do you want me to continue?
Now, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. He did all that in one playoff run, right?
No, he was in All-NBA defense twice and 7 straight time All-NBA first team in one playoff.
No, I'm talking about all the playoff accolades that you just said. He did that in one playoff run, correct?
Well, I only said the finals. He had the 50 ball in the finals. So
okay, did he make the playoffs any other season besides that final run?
Yes.
I think it was the year before that, right?
He's made it pretty much every year except the last year.
Okay, I'm just saying that because I just seen the trade that the Miami did, and they depleted their whole depth. That's what we would have had to do. So I wasn't on a Giannis trade. Now I'm not saying we would have traded like 4 or 5 players like the Heat did, but we would have traded, like you said, Cat, Majority, and Deuce, maybe, right? Maybe throwing a Clark, Coley also, something like that.
Right.
Okay, so I just didn't believe in it. So I was also with L Figgy on. I just didn't see the hype in with Giannis. Now, with that being said, now I did feel where you was coming from when you said the Heats are the team to beat right now because they only want.
No, not the team to beat. No, we're the team to beat, but they're our biggest threat. I think they're the second best team.
Okay, my bad. So let me reword that. It's our biggest threat. So that's my fault.
Right.
They is our biggest threat. I just feel like, okay, boom. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry, fans. I think we're gonna lose Mitch. I love him. I want him on the team, but his asking price, and he might be wanting a starting role on a team. He's gonna look for that somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
That's coming.
Yeah, we can't get that man $10 million a year. That's just lowballing him, and that's just not right at all. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're gonna lose him. So our next best thing is to do is gonna be drafting a young center. I feel like that's what we do, and that's why we're gonna keep the 24 pick tonight. We're gonna trade one of the seconds. We're gonna trade one of the seconds tomorrow, and Pacome and Deuce is on the trading block. I really feel that. I feel like Deuce is looking for an extension. That will be next summer that he'll be asking for that. I don't think we'll be able to give him the money that he's looking for, and second, the playing time that he might be looking for. Because in all actuality, we gotta look at these players. They gotta look at their future, and they gotta also look at their playing time. That's how they get their money worth. You know what I'm saying? So I just think Deuce and Pacone out here will be on the trade deadline. But I appreciate you, man, for returning my call, man. And
you got it.
You truly a blessing, bro. You truly is, bro. But I'll be back tonight with the draft, all right?
Oh, appreciate we rocking out. Big time.
Yes, sir. We rocking out.
All right. And like the brother just said, we will be back here for the NBA draft. I'm doing the members panel, but it's going to be live. Everyone could watch it. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. I did my homework, and I'm going to get to my big board in a second. I'm going to give you 6 of my picks. I'm trying to give you some people that the Knicks interviewed as well, because I think that people, you got to take it to consideration that the player that they will most likely draft is somebody they spoke to. I doubt the Knicks draft someone that they didn't speak to. But hey, you never know. They spoken to at least 28 kids, according to my math. You know, hopefully I didn't leave anyone out, but they spoke to a lot of kids. And they did their due diligence. And so, you know, it is what it is. Uh-oh. Salute to my man, Empire 7179. The champ is here. Listen, bro, I didn't forget about you and Maxine, but congratulations on the chip, man. First up, Empire, I appreciate you, brother. Your support is definitely undeniable. And listen, I understand, man. You know, we got a lot going on in life, man. I'm super busy. And the people who are in my life, they know that. And so I get it. You know, sometimes we got to make our own moves. But look, I'm here every day, mostly twice a day. So you're going to catch me when you catch me. But I do appreciate you, Empire, and your support. Goes a long way. All right, that's my brother Empire in the building. Get Dave on the line. I'm working my way through the queue. Angie, I'm coming to you in a second, Angie. Sit tight. I got Joseph, Angie, D from LA. All right, in that order. What's good, Dave?
Karan.
Hey, man, we in the building, man. What's going on? Draft night.
My dude. Yo, here we go. All right, first of all, I'm not scared of Miami. They got 6 guys.
Oh, hell no.
Okay,
yeah.
So I don't worry about 6 guys against 10, 11. The real problem, believe it or not, is Halliburton going to be healthy? Because if he is, they got a lottery pick and a hell of a team and a hell of a coach.
They don't got a lottery pick, by the way. They don't got a lottery. They lost it.
They lost it?
Yeah, the Clippers got it. Because it was supposed to fall in the top 4, but it went to 5, so the Clippers got the pick.
That's great
and
news.
They might trade
the
pick.
That's great news for us.
That's facts.
I was kind of concerned. Thank you for the enlightenment. Hey, this illusion that we're going to actually keep our picks tonight, we need to entertain what reality is going on. The Knicks are not losing Mitch Robinson because they want to sign some picks. Okay?
Okay.
So that 31 and that 24, put them in the package. All right?
But could I just enlighten you, my brother? Even if you traded those picks and whatever players you want, you still wouldn't have enough money to sign Mitch. Just to let you know.
This is your opinion on how much you think Mitch is worth. See, Mitch is not worth $20 million a year.
So how much is he worth?
Mitch is worth, honestly, 4 years, $60 million.
You don't have enough to sign him. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, if you start out at 10 or 11, yeah, you do.
No, you don't, my brother, because you only got $10 million left to sign 3 players.
All right, let's go over Alvarado. Do you think Alvarado's going to get $4.5 million this year?
He has a play option, so if he wants it, he could just opt in. It's up to him.
I don't think he's doing that. I think they're working out where he only gets 2.5, something like Diawara, and they stretch him out. We have the best GM in the world, man.
He said he wants to get the bag on the Breakfast Club. 1.5.
Then he's not getting it here.
Okay.
He's not going to get a bag here. The reason why he's pausing is because they've talked him out of that. There's no reason to pause if you're looking for the bag because you need to get out as early as possible to get that money.
That's a great point. I think it's beneficial to the Knicks. Yep.
It's beneficial to the Knicks and Alvarado because Alvarado's thinking about, what that Diawara contract seems kind of nice for my future. I get my pension and everything with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Possibly.
Yeah, because he could have been gone, bro. In fact, if he wanted the bag, he's supposed to have his jet skis on right now.
That's a good point.
All right, so that's not happening. He's actually publicly going, I'm going to pause and wait.
Okay.
We have the best GM in basketball.
That's a fact.
Everybody take a pause and realize we're not taking the picks. That's 3-5. Lower our boys' salary from 4.5 to 2
seconds.
And then all of a sudden, man, Mitch gets 4 years, $56 million, 4 years, 60, and starts at 11, and we're close. But
it's not happening, bro. It's not happening.
We'll see. I'll get back to you after the draft.
The only way it could happen is if we go into the second apron. Last minute, we decide, let's spend the money. That's the only way.
And I'm scared for Pacome Diet tonight, too.
Damn.
I'm scared for him.
Everybody, what about Deuce? You scared for Deuce, too?
Deuce ain't going nowhere. Neither is It's either Pollock or Pacome Diet that's the one. Because if you sign Alvarado, Pollock might ask out anyway because he's not a third stringer.
Well, he's under contract, so he could be word all he wants. He gonna be here. But I appreciate you, Dave. Great call, my
brother. Have a good one.
No doubt. Big time salute. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying about Mitchell Robinson. There's nothing you can do to cut corners to keep him. It's either you're going into the second apron, which you could do, to keep him. That's it. It's not a sacrifice this player. It's not Towns taking less money. It's not Brunson taking less money. The question is, do we say this season we're going to go into the second April? That's the only way to do it. I hate to break it to you. I know y'all, a lot of Mitchettes out there are tight. They're upset. It's just the reality. I'm giving you the reality. It'll be criminal for Mitchell Robinson to take less money. When I know that there's teams out there like the Brooklyn Nets, we talk about the Julius Randle. I think the Nets are on a mission to create a Knicks team. They want Randle. They want Mitch. They might get Shaman. They want to create a New York Knicks team in Brooklyn. I'm letting you know right now that the Brooklyn Nets are a live threat to sign Mitchell Robinson. They traded Claxton away. They need a center bad. Bad. And I'm telling you right now, Mitchell Robinson could be a Brooklyn Net if the Knicks don't decide to pay him his bag. So the thought process that Mitch has to take less money, I think is just not right. It's just not right. It's not fair. You acting like nobody else want Mitch. And I'm not just talking to my brother Dave. I'm talking to everybody. Yeah, I got to understand that. It's business. What's good, Joe? We in the building. Hey, man, it's draft day. I'm feeling good, man. We got a lot of news. Let's go. What's your thoughts? Where you want to go?
Well, what certain topics do you got?
Well, we talking about the Miami Heat. Are they the biggest threat to the Knicks? Not better than the Knicks, but are they the second best team in the East behind the New York Knicks? What say you?
To be honest, Karan, with that, I disagree because you know how history, like Giannis has a history of being injury prone, and like ever since he's been in the league. And also,
I don't know where you get that from. The brother plays 60-plus games every year of his career, except last year. So I don't know where you get this whole career injury from.
I don't know, because every time when he every time when he plays games during the season, like he gets injured throughout the season, and then he can't play no more.
Everyone gets injured throughout the season. Only person who doesn't get injured is Mikal Bridges. Everybody.
And then he's never able to come back when it matters.
He's only missed 2 playoffs in his whole career.
Oh, okay.
I'm just, we just adding I see that part I don't like. If you don't want us to trade for Giannis, or if you hate the Heat, I get it. But let's just keep the information accurate. We're better than them. We don't gotta make it into anything more. Giannis could be right there healthy, and we gonna smoke their boots. I'm telling you. They have no answers for Brunson.
I was talking about wanting Giannis at first, but now, yeah, I mean, I've actually changed my mind about that, to be honest.
Yeah, because the right trade would have been OG, but OG's an all-star. I'm not trading OG.
I mean, yeah, we really don't need Giannis.
Yeah, at this point, no. We don't need him because
the
we
don't need
package
to
wouldn't have been right.
About that,
yeah. Right.
And all the conversations about the Heat with Giannis, we don't need to talk about that either.
Oh yeah, no, we could talk about it because they're the ops, and I want to laugh at them because they think that they're better than it. But we could shift gears and talk about Mo Diawara. Is he the backup power forward that we need for the future going forward? Like this season, is he our backup power forward? Because that's what we was missing last year.
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
Okay, so you're not concerned about his size?
I am a little concerned, but not entirely.
You think he could hold it down? Yeah, yes. I agree. I think that the time is now, for our young guys to step up. Even Tyler Kolek may have to get some run. Yep. But I appreciate you, Joseph, man. Big time salute.
I appreciate you.
Nobody beats the Knicks. We the best.
Yeah, we the best, for real. Exactly.
That's a fact. All right, salute.
Let's go, Knicks. Salute, my man.
Let's go, Knicks. Yeah, if you just joined the show, I need you to understand that. The reason why I have the show titled the way I do is because I just want to know who's the second best team in the East. I think every single one of them are food. Whether it's Detroit, whether it's Boston, whether it's Cleveland. No matter who it is, it's food. And another thing, too, I want to say. before I let Angie cook. I told y'all so. Once again, stars don't get traded for stars. Oh, we would have to trade Brunson, Hart, and Bridges. But no. Stars don't get traded for stars. No, you got to trade Jalen Brown for Giannis. No. That deal was never going to happen. I don't believe none of that. You do not trade an all-star superstar for another superstar. You're not going to get better that way. You're supposed to trade your role players. Jalen Brown is not a role player. Tyler Hero is a role player, dog. Yeah, he can go. Jaime Jaquez is dirty. Khalil Ware, young, nice player. The other guy, who knows what the hell he's going to be? I don't care. He's not going to be like Giannis. It is what it is. You get the deal done. Period. That's how trades work. All right? We give up the role players and one young good player. That's usually how you get a superstar.
Karan, what's going on?
Uh-oh, are you upset because you were heavy on the Greek salad train and you was convincing me to get on the bus? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it because, I love what you just said, Karan, is, the previous caller, we can say whatever about Giannis, but make sure you bring accurate information. He's not injury prone.
Right.
His resume is phenomenal. So we have to keep that in perspective, right? And so as far as Miami, no, Miami is not even in our hemisphere,
That's a fact.
So, when I look at Miami, I'm looking at them as either a 5 to 8 seed with what they have right now. Obviously there's more moves they can make. As far as Detroit, Atlanta, Cleveland, and this is the thing about Miami and the trade that they made. I mean, you're talking about older players, right? Older that they got a smaller window. We're talking about
of course,
a replication of a style of play of basically bigs, right? Kind of the 3s, 4s, whatever. You got Portis, who's been in the league for whatever. Bam was Bam because of Jimmy Butler. Bam is really a third option, right? You got Powell. Powell's been in the league for a long time. You got lazy Wiggins. All right. We know Wiggins have always been potential, right? But he's lazy. We know that, right? And so you got all of these bigs, right? And so the way the league is going, especially New York, we are the template of what this league is going to. Motion, spread the floor, cat facilitating. They can't play with us. They can't even play with us, right? In Atlanta, they're gonna have problems with these younger teams. Atlanta, we just smoked the Spurs, right? Who have all of this young talent. They're not mature, but there's these young two-way players with Wemby, and we smoked them, right? And you think this older Miami team is gonna do what with us? They don't have to be concerned about us. There's 4 other teams in the East I think they're going to have problems with because they traded all their youth away. They traded everyone that can spread the floor. They traded them away. And this is the thing I'll say about Giannis. And I was off the bus because I said I had to see what Cat did in the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Cat did enough where I'm here to say I love our starting 5, but I'm gonna also say this. Let's just say we did swap out Cat for Giannis. I would not be mad because doing that trade is not Miami. That's 2 different teams. Yeah. Giannis need a holiday. Giannis need a Brunson.
He needs a point guard.
Right. He doesn't have that in Miami. So you do not want Giannis controlling the ball 75% of the game because we're just gonna be watching ISO ball. And so, you know what? I thought this was the worst trade that could happen for Giannis. I was like, now if he go to Boston with all them shooters, and the discipline that they have, and just their organization, I thought that would have been a better trade. But yeah, Miami is, like I said, I don't know what Raleigh's doing. I mean, it just makes no sense. I'm just waiting to see, because there's really no holidays out there. There's really no there's really no major floor general who's going to be the compass for this team. There is none. We got a bunch of bigs playing together. So hey, we and Deuce, I want to, before I go, Deuce, I think Deuce is going to be traded, because this is the thing, Karan, I kept saying Deuce is not versatile enough, and it got exposed during the playoffs, especially during the Spurs, and also during the Atlanta. If Deuce is not hitting, he just shoots. Deuce is not a driver, right? He plays good defense, get over the picks, but if Deuce is just a shooter, Deuce does not know how to create his own shot, and you don't know if he's going to shoot, if he's going to drive. That's not Deuce. We can find someone like that to replace Deuce for much less. So I love Deuce. Thank you for what you've done, but I think they're going to cash in on Deuce and get someone that's more versatile and that can also play defense. So just want to say, I got to say this. Shout out to my girl Figgy. I'll tell you, she held it down as far as staying on the bus. Even we had a 9-game losing streak. We were losing. Figgy would not get on the Giannis bus. She refused to get on the Giannis bus. That's my girl. So I love people that are loyal and they stick to their guns. And she got the ammunition to say why she's sticking to her gun. So I have to shout out my girl Figgy. So, but I'm on the bus. I'm off the bus, Figgy. I love my team. I love them now.
Man, we got no choice now. But
That's
right. Big time salute, Edgy.
All right, you be good. Right. Smash those likes. All right, bye-bye.
Definitely smash those likes. I agree with most of what Angie said. Except the fact that Miami's not going to be a good team. I think Miami is going to be a good team. I think that when you look at the Eastern Conference, they're going to be able to defend against all of the top teams. I think they probably have the most trouble with us because of Jalen Brunson. Like Davion Mitchell's too little, and we just have too much offense on the floor. Like you can't key in. Like against Detroit, unless Detroit makes a move, they could key in on Cade. That's easy work, right? Boston, you got Tatum and Brown. They gonna live and die by the three. So as long as you continue to protect the paint, crash the glass, you got a shot against Boston, right? Plus, Boston struggles with big men who are talented, right? And Giannis is going to give them all types of hell, for sure. And so, who else is up there in the East? Cleveland. I mean, come on, dog. Giannis is going to make easy work out of Mobley and Allen. We already seen what happened to Mobley and Allen in the postseason, what Cat did to them. I could only imagine what Giannis would have did to them or is going to do to them. I mean, Atlanta is interesting because they're still building, so we don't really know. And a lot can change. But right now, I got the Miami Heat number 2 behind the Knicks. Can they see the Knicks? Hell no. Can they see everybody else? I think so. Because, one, none of those teams got Giannis stoppers. What is Detroit's weakest link? They don't got the power forward like that. They don't got the power forward spot on lock. Same thing with Boston. He's not defending the power forward spot like that, right? Cleveland, you got Mobley. That's Giannis. It's a different level right there. You feel what I'm saying? And you just go down the list. So I think Miami improved. I think they got better. The young guys they trade, there's only one guy, and that's Khalil Ware, who I think he might be something. Jaime Jaquez is a dirty player. I could live without him. Tyler Hero is never there when you need him anyway, right? He's hurt every time at the wrong time. So we had to come up off of that for sure. It is what it is. I don't think the Heat are better than the Knicks, but I do think they're better than all the other teams right now until the moves are made. And then we'll see what happens. Once the moves are made, maybe teams will leapfrog Miami,
what's up,
but we'll see. Hey, what's going on, Rodney? We in the building.
All right. What's good with you, brother?
How you feeling right now? We in the draft. We got Miami Heat trying to pull cheat codes. What's your thoughts, man?
I think, honestly, I think Milwaukee got the better of the trade because that kid, Khalil Ware, he's a special kid, bro.
I like him.
He's a special kid. He's 7 feet. You know what I'm saying? He got an inside game and an outside game, and he rebounds, offensive and defensive. I think they, yo, bro, if they put the right guys around him and get the right coach, I think they got the better of the deal.
Yeah, I don't know if I could co-sign that, but go ahead.
You know what, Giannis, I ain't taking nothing from Giannis, bro. He good. We already know what Giannis is.
He's great.
He's
top
great.
75.
We already know what he is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And this kid is a future. How many more years you think Giannis going to be playing?
At least 4.
Right.
At least 4 at a high level.
This kid, he's got.
He may never reach Giannis level. We've seen a lot of young kids that had promise and they just look at Boogie Cousins.
Might not reach the level that everybody's saying that he's gonna reach.
That's a fact. But remember Boogie Cousins? How nice was Boogie Cousins?
Right. Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Nice was a lot of guys, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys was nice.
Right.
You know, I don't take nothing from Giannis, and I'm glad he's not a Knick. Because we don't need another savior. That's not what we need.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
We already got our savior. 33rd pick, second round. You know what I'm saying?
Incredible.
We good, bro. You know what I'm saying? We
still the best in the East for sure.
Hey, like I told you, a change is gonna come, bro. People gonna have to learn how to change because we gonna see some guys going that we don't want to see go. You know, but it's for the betterment of the team, bro.
Right.
Simple as that. You know.
Bingo.
Like Angie said, Deuces.
Oh man, we getting rid of Deuce too? Damn. God.
Deuces. You know what I'm saying?
Deuces loose.
Guys, hey, all them young guys on the bench, except for Kolick and Diawara. Oh, and hey, we already got a backup center, bro. We need to stop sleeping on a Porty, bro, and let that boy play. You know what I'm saying? He got one of the most important blocks in Game 5, bro.
That's true.
We need to start looking at that young kid. This is his 3rd season now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. It's time to play.
Time to play. I appreciate you though, Rodney, man. Big time salute. Right, great call. Definitely has some good points.
All right.
All right. Rodney. Hold on. Is that a callback? Oh, okay. Hold on, Tugs. I see the callback. Hold up. How are we on time? There's a couple of more people I want to talk. Oh, yeah, my man D from LA. How did I forget D from LA? Gotta talk to D from LA. Got to.
Yo.
Hey, what's going on? Just the guy who I wanted to talk to. Man, you and I, we were on this Giannis train, boy.
I want Giannis, bro. I don't know what that's talking about. I don't know what folks is like. Real though, man. I don't know what we talking about sometimes. I respect everybody. I love everybody, but and I hate to say it this way, but we emphasize the second apron this year, last year. This is why it's important to understand how. You don't have to understand the exact science of it, but you got to understand how the second apron works to understand why it is important to have someone like Giannis as your max player. I got a question for everybody. When Giannis is on the court, when is he not the best player? Who's on the other side?
That's a good point.
Is it Jokic? Is it Shea? Is it Wemby? When is Giannis on the court and he's the best player? It's not many people you can argue at all, right? And here's one thing I want to say. Giannis is the first since the second who's actually gotten this much of a package for his trade. Young was traded for CJ McCollum and Corey Crispert, whatever his name was.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Cat was traded for Randall Individual.
Right.
What's his name? Jimmy was traded for Andrew Wiggins and like Al Anderson, some like these
some
trades,
light work.
Some light work, right? I don't believe Miami had to pay this much. I think they panicked into paying this much, to be honest, because Jaylen Brown was not going to Milwaukee. Milwaukee did not want Jaylen Brown. They're not taking Jaylen Brown. You know what I mean? I think this is where Pat Riley is showing his, I don't want to say his age, but he might be a little bit locked into the old format of things. I don't think they need to pay this much for Giannis.
I don't know. What's so much? Is it the picks? I think the depth. Because number one, I would not go for what's his name? The dude who came with Giannis. Portis, yeah.
Yeah, I would not move onto the to Miami for like the Bucks had no leverage. Yeah. The Bucks were stuck. They had
you breaking up now because you was breaking up before. But yeah, it was legible, but it just got a little extra.
I don't think Leon.
You still breaking up. I'm not sure what happened. You normally mad clear.
Oh, word? Can you hear me now, or is it still breaking up?
Are you in the Hollywood Hills somewhere? I don't know nothing about that. I just random.
Nah,
you sound a little better. Go ahead.
No, okay. I don't think Leon Rose is much for Giannis at all, because again, the Bucks didn't have leverage. They had leverage at the trade deadline. Right now, they had quote unquote two teams. Boston was not going to send Jaylen Brown to Milwaukee, and Milwaukee would say yes. It wasn't happening. It was literally between Miami and whichever team Giannis was bold enough to say, I'm going to. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted Giannis. I don't care what anybody says. Again, when he's on the court, he is undeniably the best player, unless you can prove to me that there's somebody else. And if you understand the second apron and the idea that Leon will not have to trade to get Giannis,
right?
I mean, this is exactly what you want. I would send Cat tonight for Giannis. I don't care what folks are talking about. The guy scored 2 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But either way, in closing though, whoever said that this is similar to the Knicks with Carmelo Anthony, they're pretty close enough. But the difference is, this is Tim Duncan and David Robinson. This is Hakeem and what was the name of the center who played alongside Hakeem?
Sampson.
I just don't think Miami has enough time to, in this second apron era with their contracts and such, I don't think they have enough time to build an actual champion. As long as San Antonio is what San Antonio is doing and the Knicks exist, maybe in the next 3 years they could win. This year, definitely not.
Nah.
You know
they don't got 3 years.
Exactly.
They ahead of us. Yeah. They ahead of us. So, because Giannis is older than,
Right. They are our biggest threat, but they're the only real threat for us in the East because Giannis is on that team. But we are still the big dog, though. You know what I'm saying?
And until somebody else makes another move. Like, we'll see with Boston, these guys.
Also, we can mark off the Pacers off that list. I think we're jumping to the idea that Halliburton is going to come back the same megastar he was before he left. I don't know if that's too sure because he's had a lot of stuff going on with him. So if he does,
well, I think the brother added him because he thought they had the 4th pick. I think that's why.
Yeah, we can mark them off. We'll see what Detroit would do. Nobody should take the Cavs seriously ever. This should never happen because they have a Mobley contract that's going to destroy them. So we're still the big dog. The Miami Heat are definitely still our biggest threat, but they're not a threat to knock us off though. You know what I mean?
Got you. Of course. That's all I'm trying to say, man.
Still go get Giannis. I don't care.
Damn. All right. Now you got to go. All right. Salute, D.
I'll let you.
Salute. I agree with everything he said, except the fact that Miami got fleeced. No. Remember, the Knicks in Miami are set up differently. Their salary is more spread out. They got like 30 million, 16 million, 60. We don't got that on our team. You got 58 million, 48 million, 40 million, 37 million, and then Josh Hart's contract, and then everybody else makes pennies. So in order for them to do the trade, they had to stack players because they don't have a lot of salaries. Norm Powell is a free agent, can't trade him. Wiggins is on the player option, can't trade him. Hero and Bam are the only two players that made significant salary that they could trade. So they opted to go with Hero because that's who Milwaukee wanted. Then they figured, let's throw Weir in the deal. And Jaquez and the other guy expendable. That's not getting fleeced to me. You know, that's my only pushback that I would give to the brother, my man D. Yeah, I just don't see it that way. Hold on. I got Angie on the call back right after this. And I gotta give you guys my mock draft. So we will be back tonight at 7:45 for the draft. Hey, what's good? Walter White in the building.
What's good with you?
Nothing much, man. It's draft night. You gonna be in the building tonight with us? Members only panel?
Yeah, you know I'm working. I have my ears on.
Damn. But it's all good. We'll be live chatting it up. You know, I'm gonna give you the play-by-play as to what's going on. What's your thoughts on the Miami Heat? Are they the biggest threat? Not that they're gonna beat us, or if you think they're gonna beat us, you could. I mean, if that's your opinion, I'm not gonna tell you what to think. But what's your thoughts on the Miami Heat after the Giannis trade in terms of competition with the Knicks?
I mean, we've already proven that the big three and the big that don't work. You need a whole entire team, 10, 11 players, and Miami don't have it, and they don't have no way to get it because they got $16 million to fill 5 roster spots and no tradable draft picks. So how they gonna get this team?
Well, I tell you how. They're gonna fleece
man, Pat Riley is 80 years old and you still afraid. Respectfully, that's a huge accomplishment. Man, right. it's when the last time he won a championship?
Yo, listen, he gonna get them in that office. He gonna say, listen, y'all, I delivered Giannis. I delivered Giannis. You gotta deliver the discount.
His way of running the NBA team, I don't think it works. That big three system, that's not going to work, and that's what he's really kind of create. Instead of getting a full team, he wants to get. He got Bam, he got Giannis. He gonna try to get another big player, and that's not going to work in this year's NBA.
No. He's not trading for nobody. His goal is to sign Powell and Wiggins. That's it. Or he could trade. He could do another trade. He could, but it won't be for a superstar.
But how you fill the rest of the spots though? You gonna fill them with just players that just not gonna play? They got 10
players. Yeah, they got 10 players. They got Bobby Portis off the bench, Pele Larson, who I like, the Jovic kid, the other little young boy point guard.
And them dudes is not going. Most of them dudes not gonna be doing nothing in the playoffs.
Plus, he has the mid-level exception. Don't forget that.
Okay.
So he could go sign to Jordan Clark. He could go sign to Jordan Clarkson. He could go sign to Landry Shamet. He could go sign to whoever. Jose Alvarado. He can sign whoever the hell he wants.
Okay. All right. That's okay. I'll give you that. Yeah. Now, one thing I want the fans, Knicks fans, to know is don't listen to Jamie Dolan. He told you out his own mouth he do not know basketball. That's why he hired Rose. That's why he tried to hire Phil Jackson and let them run the team, because he doesn't know basketball. We're going into the apron. We're going to be like 7-8 million over, and if it don't work before January 1st of next year, we'll be under the apron. That's like, I don't even know why people listen to Dolan.
Do you know how to go? Do you know how you get under the apron though?
Trade out.
Okay. So you're going to have to give up a piece like Boston.
You're going to have to. Okay. You're going to have to. And I wouldn't be surprised if they trade all the way out of the apron period. The first apron, get under that, and then rebuild it back again.
But one thing, I listen, you can say he doesn't know basketball. That's good. But he knows business. And when it comes to aprons and the politics behind it, I think he knows way more than all of us.
No, but that's basketball, though.
No. I'm talking about
the tax. The business is the tax. The ramifications is the basketball.
You got to remember, he was on the top of the board for the finance with the NBA Board of Governors.
Taxes.
He's not ignorant when it comes to. No. I'm talking about we talking about business now. We talking about aprons. That's the business. Yeah. So Yeah, that's not a basketball.
Okay.
He's making a
But
business
I'm just
decision.
going by what he said out of his own mouth in the interview. I don't know shit about basketball. Oh, excuse my language. I don't know nothing
I
about
get it.
basketball.
X's
He
and
said
O's.
that
He
out of his
does.
own mouth.
But we talk about business. When we start talking about the aprons, now we're not having a basketball discussion. We're having a business discussion. And he's right. You don't have a team that was successful with the second apron. The Boston Celtics were a huge failure. You don't have a successful, we go into the second apron, we're going to win. That doesn't exist. Sorry. So he's making a smart business move. It's a business move. I know we love the players and that's with the fan loyalty, but hey, we can't do it. I'm not mad at him. Gotta do something different.
Well, I'm guaranteeing. Well, I ain't guaranteeing, but I feel that we going into the second apron.
Now that could happen. Listen, it could happen. It would be Leon Rose convincing Dolan to do
it. Yeah, the guy who runs our basketball team.
Right. It would be him saying, look, Dolan, boss, I know it's suicide, but I got this, and this. He's going to sit there.
It's not really suicide, though. It's not.
No, it is.
If you go $6 million over the apron, it turns into like a $25 million tax bill.
See, okay, and that's my fault. You see, I blame myself for making y'all connect the tax with the apron. The apron and the tax go together because if you're a second apron team, then you're over the luxury tax. However, it's two separate phenomena. It's not necessarily he don't want to spend luxury tax. It's what comes with the harsh restrictions that are placed on your team. Because listen, like you said, when you start sending away guys, now your team becomes harder to build around and you become less competitive. Thus, the Boston Celtics. That's why they're scrambling right now. The second apron damaged the Celtics. Literally. That's why they're scrambling. Oh, should we trade Brown? No, we don't trade Brown. Oh, let's trade him there. They don't know what the hell they're doing. The apron killed them.
I don't think the Brown thing has anything to do with the second apron. They already got out of from under the second apron. The Brown thing is internal. That really it ain't really none of our business. You know.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying the fact that they had to butcher their team, and now you go into a season without KP. Without Jrue Holiday, because you had to get rid of them.
They still was the second seed in the East.
Yeah, but we knew that team was not formidable, bro.
I mean, you gotta play the games. You gotta play the games.
In the playoffs,
the
bro.
Seed in the East, you gotta play the games. You know what I'm saying?
And we did. And they got cooked in 7 games in the first round.
Yeah, because they bought. I believe they bought Tatum back, and it kind of threw up their whole little what they had going on. It threw it off. That's what I think. But I mean, that's neither here nor there.
Listen, with or without Tatum, they was running into a Knicks team, a team of destiny. Either way, they would have got swept.
Yeah, that's fact.
They would have got swept.
That's definitely facts, champ. That's definitely facts.
You feel me? We're getting them out of here. What?
Now, one thing, and I wanted to address too, is but people talking about Giannis and the injury thing, and it's not really the regular season. If you look at his past regular seasons, he's played 60+ games except for last year.
Except for last year.
But in 3 of his last 6 playoff appearances, he went out in the playoffs with injury. Twice with a back, once with an ankle.
That's twice. It wasn't 3 times.
It wasn't 3?
No, because the last time it was Dame. Dame went out with the Achilles.
He was hurt.
That's why it feels like 3.
It's back.
No, but he played. Nah, he played. He was there.
Yeah,
he
but
balled
he missed
out.
games though. He missed games, but he played.
Was OG Anunoby hurt?
In the playoffs, yeah. But OG Anunoby's not our best player though.
The point that I'm saying is everybody's hurt in the playoffs, bro. Everybody.
Yeah, but
you just playing
through it. But the thing about it is, when you got a team that's relying on 6 guys, 7 guys, one of those guys get hurt, your team crumbles. When you got a team like ours, that we have multiple players and multiple options, multiple ways to beat you, it is not as bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's why we needed. Well, we don't need him, but it would have been nice to have Giannis on the Knicks because we still would have had those players with Giannis. You don't think?
No, I think we would have had players might not have all went to Milwaukee, but it had to be moves be made to be put around Giannis.
No,
I don't know,
mean,
but
more
I don't
than
know.
likely,
I don't know.
it would have been Deuce and Towns. If they wanted Kolek, he would have been Kolek, Deuce, and Towns. Okay, I'm doing that.
But they're not going to take. But they're not going to take just that when they had look what Miami gave them.
No, see,
and
the reason why
picks.
I'm glad you said that. Come on, are you we talk about draft picks, really? We talk about draft. Oh, we gonna talk about draft picks.
That's what they wanted.
We gonna talk about draft picks when we gave up 6 for Mikal.
That's what they wanted.
We don't give a damn about no draft picks.
That's what
I
they
don't care
wanted,
about draft picks.
You don't think they wanted draft picks? So why didn't they take the Brown deal and get a borderline superstar?
I think Boston pull out of that. I think Boston didn't want to do it. Yeah, because
so that
how much better? But how much better do you think you're gonna be with Giannis over Brown? Like Brown is a first teamer, dog.
But they having that internal beef that they've been trying to trade Brown for like 3 times. They tried to trade Brown to us.
Listen, we gonna see. But in terms of your other point, the reason why Miami had to do that, they don't have the salary like we got. We got OG make 47. Towns makes 60 million, right? Or just under, he makes the same bread as Giannis. They don't have nobody on the team that makes the same bread as Giannis that Milwaukee, that they wanted to flip. They apparently they wanted to keep Bam. Maybe nobody wants to take Bam's big contract. I think Bam might be around 40 or just under like 40, 50, 40, just under 50 million, right? So now you got to put together a package because Hero only makes $33 million. So you have to add salary to that. Right? You got to add players to it. So that's the reason why they gave up the package they gave up. Because it has to be a package or else you can't do the deal. Right? At some point, you got to match money and they still were $10 million short.
I mean, Giannis, right? Like I told you before, he wasn't coming because it's a conflict between him and the front office. It's like, you can go here, but we get a better deal here. If I send you here, that's my job. Right. You know what I mean?
The problem with Giannis is he never put his foot down. Yeah, never heard Giannis say, I want to go to Miami. Send me there. You never heard that. It was, I'll go there. I'll go there. When you had the I'll go there, I go there, now you give your leverage to Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have said, yo, I'm only going to Boston. I'm not signing nowhere. Now that's a different negotiation. He gave Milwaukee the leverage. By saying, I'll go there. I'll go there. No, it's one choice. That's it. And if you trade me to that other team, I'm not signing the extension. Oh, well, we don't want to do the trade. We're good. We're out the trade. See how it's a leverage game, but Giannis ain't play his hand right. I don't know what the hell his agent was telling him. But anyway, I appreciate you, Walter White, man. Thank you for the call.
No doubt.
And we'll be back tonight. I know you can't be in the building, but
yeah, but I'm gonna be online though.
Yeah, you be listening. Big time salute.
All right, big time.
It's my man Walter White right there. Right. Really quickly, I wanna get into like the mock draft a little bit. I want to show y'all something. Hopefully y'all can see it. I feel like it's kind of small. But these are the players. I'm sorry if it's small. All right. But these are the players that the Knicks they interviewed with, right? Or they worked out, okay? All right. And so a couple of people, I'm not going to read the entire list, but I'm not going to say more. Half of the list, I went to go out to research. The other half, dog, these guys are not even on like mock draft. Listen, I don't know where they got these guys from. I'm going to keep it real, y'all. I personally think that the Knicks may move off the 24th pick. Because a lot of these guys on this list are like second rounders for sure. All right. There's a couple of first round guys, possibly like Zuby's on there. All right. Maurice Johnson Jr., who I like, but I don't think we're going to get him. I think he's going to be in the lottery. Right. You got Isaiah Evans, who's a potential. I like Malik Thomas. Malik Thomas is nice. All right. And I'm going to start right there. Malik Thomas is a guy who I think who's on my big board. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Malik Thomas. You know, he's a player that I scouted And I'm not gonna say like I went to go see him, but you know, I did my homework on him. And I'm gonna see if I could hold on. Let me do it like this. This might be easier because I want to put something on the screen for y'all to look at. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take y'all to my draft website, my mock draft that I had. I'm in the wrong folder. Hold on. But Malik Thomas, to me, he's solid. He went to Arkansas just like the A-Cuff kid, right? He's really a point guard, right? But because A-Cuff was there, A-Cuff was taking most of the reps at the guard spot. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it. Hold on. I think this is it right here. Yeah, y'all got to see this. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Make sure this is the right one. I'm going to put this on the screen so y'all can read along with me. But I like this kid, Malik Thomas, a lot. I'm going to show you his profile a little bit on the screen. And that's the wrong one. Hold on. The wrong one. I'm going to get it right. You know, this is the problem when you just got too much goddamn information. All right, so if it's not that one, it has to be this one. All right, that. And I'm going to put this brother on the screen so y'all can at least see his specs and his height and read some information with me, because I don't want to just be talking, looking into my notes. Let me put this on the screen. Let me just get down to him. But yeah, Malik Thomas, I think he's a realistic option. Would I take him at 24? I wouldn't take him at 20. I mean, it depends on who's there. He's not the highest on my big board, but this is the brother right here. Malik. I can't show you his image. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to show you the image. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to make that adjustment really quickly. He's 6'3", 189 pounds, which is a little on the smaller side. I'm not going to lie. But he has some good, decent wheels to him. You know, I would say he's a good athlete. And he plays defense. That's one thing that I definitely like about the brother. You know, he plays defense. And, you know, he's somebody who can be that combo guard. He's really, he started out as a point guard, right? But like I said, because he played with A-Cuff, A-Cuff was getting all the reps. I got his image on the screen now. Bam, this is the brother right here. Malik Thomas. The Knicks actually met with him. So he could be a reality, especially at the 31st pick. All right? Now, they say poor defense here. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think his defense is that bad. I think the problem with his defense possibly could be is that he's a little on the lighter side. A lot of people thought that he would be a little taller than what he was. I'll just stay right here. And you know, he turned out to be 6'3", right? Just under 6. He's like 6'3.5", right? But I like this kid a lot. I think that his intangibles that he brings to the table could help us. He shot 41% from the 3-point line. Okay, he got long arms, 6'6" wingspan, an 8'4" standing reach. All right, and I think that he could be all right. You know, now the question is, will he be a point guard or would he be a 2 guard? I don't know. But I just want to let you know that he did play point guard before he got to Arkansas. All right. But that's my first guy. My second guy is a guy that we know. We talked about him before. Let me just zoom out of here. And the Knicks also met with this guy. And to me, I think there's a good chance that he would probably be on the Knicks. And his name is Taurus Reed. Or is it Taurus or Tarice Reed? I feel like I always butcher it, but it's probably Taurus Reed. But let me show you this guy's image if you don't know who he is. I unfortunately was introduced to this kid because, you know, he cooked us. And when I say us, I'm talking about the Duke Blue Devils in the tournament. This guy right here. All right. The Knicks met with him. Okay. And he's projected to go late first round, right? I'll tell you right now, I got my big board, but if I see him at the 31st pick, I might take him. You know, I think if he gets to the second round, I would say you snatch him up early. The thing that I like about Taurean Reed is he's a strong finisher inside, boy. Very strong, right? He's only 6'9". I thought that he was going to be taller, right? But I think the 6'9" is with his shoes off, so he's probably like 6'10", 6'11" with his shoes on, if that, makes a difference to you. I know to a lot of people, they like guys to be a certain height. But some of the things I notice about him is that he's good. He's a good pick and roll roller. He also can pass the ball, which I think that is a solid trait for a big man to have, right? He was posting up in college. I don't know if he'll be able to do. To all of the people who's concerned about who would back up Mitchell Robinson, I think that's a concern too, that, will he have the size to be the 5, being that he's only 6'9"? All right. But he's a solid shooter, right? I also think, do I got the free throw numbers? I also don't think he's bad on the free throw tip. Hold on, give me a second. I'm trying to see if I got his no, he's not a great free throw shooter. Okay. Yeah, he's not a great free. Okay, yeah, I wrote that down. I made a special note in big and red that, yeah, he's not a great free throw shooter. So, he has good size, but will he be a serviceable 5? I think that's the question. He has the size. I'm not going to lie. He has the size. But I don't know. All right. His also on defense, his drop coverage is suspect. You know what I mean? Guards can abuse him. Overall, I would say his defense is a little suspect too. I wouldn't say he's the greatest defender. He's solid in the paint. You're not going to move him. Very strong guy. He has a 7'4" wingspan. But yeah, he's the number 2 guy on my list. I say if he or Malik Thomas is at the 31st pick, I'm definitely taking those guys without a doubt. Without a doubt. If I see either one of those guys there, those are my picks. All right. Now here's a guy who the Knicks didn't meet with. Now this guy right here is one of my favorites that I've seen. I think that this kid is very talented. I don't know if he'll be there at 24. I don't know. Right now, in a lot of the mock drafts I've seen him, he's been in the teens. But I'll put him on the list just in case. But this guy who I'm talking about, his name is Cameron Carr. Cameron Carr from out of Baylor. All right? I like this kid a lot. All right? I'm going to put him on the screen so y'all can see. All right? Cameron Carr is one of the best three-point shooters in the draft. I'm keeping it real. He can shoot the ball. All right? Now, he's a little small, right? Once again, another guy who went to the combine, we hope would be a little taller. But hey, we got to work with what we got to work with. We got to work with what we got to work with. Some things I noted about him. He for his size. Oh, I'm sorry. Trying to make sure I'm on the right guy. He has good size in terms of his length, right? So he's just under 6'5", but he has a 7'1" wingspan. So that's why coming into the combine, hold on, let me scroll up so you can just see. Man, let's keep it right there. Just for the presentation's sake. So that's why coming into the combine, people thought he would be taller because he has a 7'1" wingspan and an 8'8" standing reach. That's incredible. I'm going to keep it real. There's a lot of players who I like, but if this kid pops up at the 24th spot in the draft and we still have that pick, I am drafting this kid right here. He was one of the kids that killed it at the combine, and that raised his stock. He was averaging, he had a 30-point game in the combine scrimmage. All right. He's a solid on the ball defender. Okay. He's a little lightweight, 185 pounds. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be enough to navigate in the league, but we'll see. We'll see. Another thing too, he doesn't really have a bag like that. He's not like somebody that's going to cross you up off the dribble. He usually attacks in straight lines. Right? That's something that I learned a lot about in just like scouting footage of players. Like they talk about straight lines. I never knew a lot of this stuff was important. I learned a lot in scouting on these players that I didn't know before. All right. But yeah, he doesn't really have a bag, but he's solid though. Overall, I take him. I'm not gonna lie. 24. All right. I'm definitely take him. Okay. We all know about Isaiah Evans, right? A guy who I like. I'm not gonna lie. After doing my homework, Isaiah Evans is towards the bottom of my draft board. I'm keeping it real. That's just my board. It's no offense. Salute to the Duke Blue Devils, but yeah. Now there's another guy who I think is special, but injuries derailed his career in college, right? And his name is Jaden Quintessence. Now, the Knicks didn't meet with him, right? Which makes me feel like, yeah, they might move off the pick, dog. Yeah, they might move off the pick. This kid right here, super. I'm not going to say super. I'm going to say he's a superior athlete if you compare him to the others that's in the draft, right? Because I learned that too. Like, there's a lot of athletic kids. Usually, the most athletic kids are the kids that's in the lottery. But I'm going to get this kid's profile up here so you can look at him. All right. He's a freak of nature. To me, he's what you would consider, honestly, in the NBA. And, oh, damn, my fault. An undersized center. This is him right here. Jaden Quintessence. This kid was one of the best players, all right, coming into college. Right. But once again, he had a crazy injury in his freshman year that set him back. All right. He's a sophomore. OK. And he played in Kentucky, but he didn't play a lot of games. He only played 4 games this past season. Right now, he's a wild card. He could be great. Right. He could be great. He has some moments. This guy's a pick and roll. He's a pick and roll threat for real. All right. He also can pass the ball, which is pretty impressive. All right. He played his first game in 300 days due to the ACL tear. All right. And, there's a clip where he backed down Zuby like he was light work. He backed down Zuby like he was light work. I'm just keeping it real. Salute to Zuby. All right. This kid could be something special. He's like a Robert Williams, but he could be possibly even better than Robert Williams. I would say that's his league comparison. My bad I didn't give you the league comparisons because I do got those. But here's my only problem with Jaden. All right, y'all ready for it? 1, he's only 6'9", so will he be a 5 in the league? Right? 2, he's not really a shooter at all. He's not a shooter. I'm going to keep it real. But 3, he only shoots 47% from the free throw line. That's tough. I'm thinking about Hacker Mitch all over again. So where I would take this kid is if I don't have nobody that I want at 31, I would take him. Jaden Quintessence. All right. He coming off an ACL. Good athlete. Good athlete. He dunking everything. I'm just letting you know right now, the brother is dunking everything. All right. my next prospect that I scouted, I don't think the Knicks met with this kid. No, in fact, they didn't. And once again, this is how I know more than likely they're going to trade the pick. A lot of the guys I'm reading off to you right now, they are like 24th picks caliber players. All right. Hold on. All right, cool. I got him. I'm going to get his profile on the screen. This brother's name is Alan Graves. Salute to everybody if you know who Alan Graves is. If you don't, I'm going to tell you right now, if this brother falls in the draft, man, this kid, I like him a lot. And I'm going to tell you why. All right. We go back into research mode. Bam. So this is Alan Graves. All right. He's 6'7". All right. He's somebody who he has a 7'1" wings. No, I'm sorry. Looking at the wrong player. My fault. Alan Graves, 6'8", freshman. All right. He's kind of like a big guy. He plays big in college. He plays some time at the 5. He has good size, man. Hand-eye coordination is phenomenal, right? High-level IQ. He's definitely dunking everything, but he can hit the 3-ball. He can hit the 3-ball for sure. All right. He's somebody who likes to get in transition. And in college, I don't know if he'll do this in the pro, he will post up smaller defenders. Right? Now, as good as he is in transition, getting steals and dunks, he's not the greatest athlete. Right? I think that's why he probably won't be a lottery pick. All right. And also another thing too, he didn't really play well against the good competition. Like against big games, he kind of shied away. And I think that might be hurting his draft stock a little bit too. Not really a shooter, right? And he's foul prone. All right. But he has good size. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I think you can work on the shooting. So when I see guys are poor shooters, I'm not really as concerned as a lot of people. Right. But you know, that's my 5th guy. Alan Graves, be on the lookout for him. I doubt the Knicks draft him. I think that he's a complete wild card. I don't really see it going down. And is that Chris Lance Jr.? Hold on. My handwriting is trash. Is that Chris Lance Jr.? Hold on, let me go to my big board. Let me go to my big board list. Who is that? Chris Lance Jr. Who the hell is that? I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know who that is. Chris Lance Jr. Who the hell is Chris Lance? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a oh, my bad. Yo, I was about to have a meltdown. I'm like, who the hell is that? No. Yeah, do y'all remember? See, this is why I do my homework. Do y'all remember I did a drive show and there was a guy, his name was Chris Sinak or Chris Sinak. Yeah, Sinak. Chris Sinak. You remember him? He's on my draft board. This kid could play. Hold on, let me get him on the screen. Chris Sinak Jr. Bro, I saw the tapes. I owe that brother an apology. To me, out of everyone that's late in the first round, he got the best big man bag out of all of them. This dude can make plays, dog. Like, this dude is a basketball player. All right? I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. He's somebody who I think is, you know, he's going to have some good upside. 240 pounds, 6'10", big guy. He was playing the 5, I think. He has a 7'5" wingspan. Okay, 9-foot standing reach. All right. Now, he only shot 33% from 3, but he did take 2.4 attempts from game. And I would say the 3-ball is a part of his arsenal. He's also not a really bad free throw shooter. He shot 62% from the line. He also had a really good combine. He was one of the players that balled out in the combine. All right. He also, he's very comfortable in the perimeter. If you want to make a comparison to him in a pro, you're talking Anthony Davis and Giannis. He's a big guy that's comfortable on the perimeter. I think he would mesh well with Cat in that regard. Okay. He's definitely stretching the floor, so you might could run some double big with him and Cat as well. All right. He's pulling up threes. He's also dunking the ball as well. All right. But what I like the most about Chris Nut Jr. is that he has a mid-range post game. Like he can post in the mid post. He's solid when it comes to that. And I truly believe that, if this kid is there at 24 or even 30, I'm telling you right now, he's my number 131 pick if he falls that far. Me personally, though, I don't see him falling that low. I really don't. Now, I think part of the reason why he had a really good combine is because he didn't really put up the best numbers in college basketball. But when it comes to college basketball, I don't care about stats. Stats is not something that I look at. This kid is a big man. He could play the 5 for sure, but he might even get away with being the 4. And he's a big guy. He has good size. And, we'll see exactly what he brings to the table. And he's a two-way player, and he plays defense. I'm not saying he's Mutombo out there, but he's going to defend at a high level. This would be the kid I'm taking for sure. For sure. He is high on my big board. So, yeah, somebody told me, Chris Nut Jr. could play. Man, y'all were right. Salute to whoever said that. I had to give a salute. Chris Nut Jr. is one of my favorites. He's like my top 6 favorite dude on my big board. I'm keeping it real. He can play for real. Don't look at the numbers. Like, you can't just look at stats, man. Sometimes you got to look a little deeper, right? You got to dig a little deeper, right? Go look at some scouting reports. Salute to Robert Redden. What's good, champ? Hey, I like it. I love it. I still believe the Knicks are in the driver's seats to run it back. Giannis and Bam make Miami solid in the front, but Tyler Hero was a huge loss. I disagree. I wouldn't say he's a huge loss, especially when I'm gaining Giannis. What I would rather say is I would have rather traded Bam and kept Hero. Yeah, I would have rather traded Bam and kept Hero. But that's just me. I do appreciate you for your support. But yeah, I'm sorry. I don't see how Milwaukee won the trade. I really don't, because they got a little bit of picks. Salute to everybody in the building. Continue to smash that like button. Those are my 6 people I've seen on the list. I think that Isaiah Evans is high, and Zuby, there's a great chance. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Zuby and Isaiah Evans that get picked tonight, right? If one of them falls to 31, because they really like Isaiah Evans. All right. And yes, Ty, I peeked in the live chat. You can't look when it comes to college basketball, you cannot judge a player on stats. You're gonna get it wrong. Look, some of the best college basketball players have the worst stats. But hold on, I gotta get Angie back on the line. My bad, Angie. And I got Trey waiting in the rings too. Let me get Angie on the line. All right. Hold on. Hopefully she can still talk tugboat. And tonight, in 2 hours, we'll be right back watching the draft.
Karan.
What's going on, Angie?
Can you hear me? Hold on a second.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. Can you hear me?
It's a little underwater now. You was better before. I'm not sure if you put the headset on or click the headset off.
Yeah, I'm actually on the road now. I'm in the car.
Uh-oh. So we might have to get you later then, because I don't want you to be distracted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hands-free, but I didn't know if you could hear me.
It's a little, go ahead. Talk your talk. Go ahead.
Okay, I mean, I'll make it quick, but, far as who won the trade, Miami, Milwaukee, it has to be, from a holistic standpoint, it has to be Miami because they got a franchise player. They got a Hall of Fame player. But I would say that Milwaukee got the best future deal. They got the future deal that's gonna give them the opportunity to win a chip quicker than I think Miami. And I say that because one of the things I didn't say in the last time when we talked was not only did they give away Hero and Jacquez, but they gave away that 22-year-old Ware.
Yeah,
Are you
I like
familiar
Ware.
with him? Yeah.
I like Ware. He's solid.
Ware is nice. I tell you, I watch Miami quite a bit, just for whatever reason. And I said to myself a few times, I would trade Bam and cash in on Bam and work with this young core right here. Because Ware is he has a little special in him. He can shoot that three. He can stretch the floor. He can and I think they're not talking enough about that as well. And so I'm interested to see again how this all plays out, because I don't think Miami is going to win a chip, but I think Miami is built now. Milwaukee's built now to potentially have at least move up in the ranking much faster and actually sustain more so than Miami. And I want to say this about Alvarado. I really hoping that we can figure out something for Alvarado, because I think for what it costs to keep Alvarado, we need another point guard. I mean, he was so crucial in the playoffs. When Brunson got in foul trouble, Brunson went down. Alvarado brings that, that maturation, that steadiness, keeping the offensive going, and we have no one on the bench that does that, right? Right, other than Kolick, right? And Kolick still has, we're still waiting for him to develop. And so we know Deuce is not it. Deuce is probably gone. So we need to keep Alvarado for the price that we can get Alvarado. If we lose Alvarado, we're back in the same hole that we were before the season started, which is we don't have any safety net for if we lose Brunson. So we need Alvarado, and I think Rose is going to make sure that happens.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the only reason why he waits is because they're working out a deal.
Right, exactly. And I want to hear from you, Karan, as to why you feel Miami really, really won this deal.
Yeah, because the only player to me they lost was Khalil Ware, but I don't think Ware will be anywhere near Giannis great. As talented as he is, I don't think he gives Miami the chance to get to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. I think Miami can get to the Eastern Conference Finals unless Boston does something crazy, unless another team in the East does a move that's going to separate themselves from Miami. I think Miami's the second best team in the East because they're not done either. They can make another trade, and they'll have access to their mid-level exception, and you can get a pretty good player with the mid-level exception who possibly could be a starter on a Dante DiVincenzo level. So they're not done. Yeah.
So you think Miami can be a better team? I'm talking about 8 to 10, a team than Atlanta, than Detroit. And obviously you think and I'll even go Cleveland. A team, a total team in a 7-game series. You think they can actually make the finals?
Yeah, because they're not done yet. They're going to secure Powell and Wiggins, right? If they don't do that, that's going to be a huge blow, right? So now their starting 5 will be intact. I'm not a big fan of Mitchell, but he's not bad. He was averaging like 10 and 8. I think he's serviceable. He plays defense. He just can't guard Brunson, but that's a whole nother topic. If you look at the other teams in the East, Detroit got to get shooting. If Detroit doesn't get shooting, they're not going to be at the top of nothing. Cleveland, I mean, what are they going to do? You're going to come back with the same team? They're fighting them second apron demons right now. And I know they want to get out of it, right? Then you're talking about a Boston team. I mean, who's their supporting cast? How many players do they got on their team?
Oh, I think Boston is going to give Miami trouble. I think Atlanta is going to give them trouble. I think those types of teams, they don't match up well with them. They got Giannis, man. It's matchups and systems. I don't think none of those teams up well with them.
None of those teams could guard Giannis, yo. And Miami has someone to guard everybody on those teams. They got people for Tatum and Brown. They got people for Cade. All those matchups you name, they got people for them, but none of those teams can match up with Giannis.
Yeah,
none
but Karan, you think about Milwaukee and Giannis. Yeah, no one can guard Giannis, but he didn't have the supporting cast or the supporting system around him. And to me,
he got Norm Powell, who's an all-star. Bam Adebayo, who's an all-star.
Norm Powell's in his early 30s. Wiggins is known to, he in and out. You don't know what Wiggins you're gonna get, right? Bam needs a butler. He needs a guard. Bam is solid, but like I said, Bam is I don't know. That roster just doesn't impress me around.
Well, they're not
Giannis.
done. They're gonna get somebody else. They're not done.
Yeah, but it's not much out there, and they're dealing with aprons just like we are. These aprons are
no, but they got the mid-level exception though, Angie. We don't got the mid-level exception.
Right, that's a
we
veteran.
got it, but we can't use it.
Right, but that's a veteran, and the thing about Giannis is not giving up his bag. And this is one thing I wanted to bring up too, is that I thought Cat made a very good strategic move during the season. He let Rose and them know that I'm willing to take a pay cut. Because one thing he knew is that...
Wait, when did he say that? He said, I'm willing to take a pay cut.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember him saying that.
Yeah, he said, I'm willing to take less during the season. Yeah, I know maybe somebody else in the chat remember that.
He said he wanted to resign. He wanted to resign.
No, he wanted to resign, but he said he's willing to take less. And I remember
so if that's the case, why didn't he sign it?
But they didn't offer it. He put it out there. They didn't offer the extension. But he made it known that if he does an extension, he's willing to take less. And that was strategic because one thing he knew is that Giannis is not going to do that. And he was still trying to prove himself, trying to figure out this offense. This is when he was still, trying to figure it out. But he knew once I can show my value to this team and they know that I'm willing, to give them a friendly deal, he knew Giannis is not going to do that. And Giannis knew Giannis wanted the Knicks, right? Giannis wanted the Knicks. And after everything else to Giannis now is a consolation prize. It's a consolation prize with him getting his bag for himself and continue to get his bag for his brother.
But Angie, the difference is Bam is the only one on Miami with a crazy big bag. Pat Riley's about to fleece Wiggins and Powell. He about to get them for, you talk about a discount. Wait till you see the bag they sign. Wait till you see the bag they sign.
All right.
I'm just telling you.
We're going to have this conversation again once all the dust settles. Once all the dust settles and we know what teams we're dealing with, I think it'll be very interesting because Detroit's not done. Atlanta's already got the kid from OKC. Everybody's not done, right? So let's see, once the dust is settled and everybody has their team in place, I think that's going to be a good conversation.
We'll revisit it. Right.
Yeah.
It could change.
Because Miami got a lot of work. Miami got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do.
I think their only weak spot right now is the point guard position. And they could address that. They got mid-level money. They'll be able to get something. They might get Jose. I'm just saying.
No,
it's possible.
They're gonna need more than Jose. Jose is a backup. So they need a key to their engine. All them bigs they got, they need a Holiday. They need somebody like that.
Right. Well, they could do the trade to get Holiday. They could.
That's something they would need. And that would change. Right, that would change my perspective. If they don't get someone like on a Holiday level, something like on that level, I just don't see it.
Right, because look, they got another option too where they could sign and trade. Let's say they find a home for Wiggins. They could sign and trade him. Remember, they're not an apron team, so they don't have no apron restrictions.
Right.
They can do whatever they... So there's a lot they can do. They have way more flexibility than the Knicks do. I'm telling you that right now. We only got $10 million.
Right. But they don't have the challenge that we do. We're already built. Right. We're just building out our bench. They still trying to build out their starting five, and
But they got their starting five.
A solid seven. They don't have a solid. They got too many duplications.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, they got too many duplications.
But so, Angie, one thing we agree on: they can't see us.
Right.
They can't see
They're
us.
not even there. They can't even touch us. They can't touch us.
I appreciate you, Angie. Great call.
All right. Appreciate you. All right. Be
Salute
good.
to Angie.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, that's the OKF ladies, man. Salute to the OKF ladies. I get what she's saying, but I guess I'm just seeing the big picture of what Pat Riley's about to do and start fleecing people. And honestly, I don't trust Pat Riley. I really don't. Like, I feel like he's a master manipulator, and he's gonna do something to put him in a position to just fleece somebody. Somebody's getting fleeced. You know it.
Hold on,
What's good, Trey?
Yo, Karan.
I hear you. What's good?
Yo, I'm talking basketball with my guy, right? And this nigga had the nerve to say, yo, I don't know why they kept Draymond Green. They could have been got somebody else. I said, bro, no Draymond Green, no rings, except for that year with Durant. He's like, hell no, that nigga's a bum. And Stephen Clay could have won without him. And he's real dead ass serious. So I'm gonna just leave it alone.
Let's
do
leave
you
that
believe
alone.
that, brother?
I don't even want to talk about Warrior. We talking about Nick business right now, man. What's your thoughts on Miami, man? Forget that Warrior stuff.
Right.
Leave that alone.
No, he messed me up. All right, Miami. They got Russell Westbrook. I like that for Russ, but I'm not nervous as a Knicks fan until.
No, they got Giannis, not Russell Westbrook. They got Giannis.
Oh, my man said that Westbrook just got picked up over there. I don't know. That's the same guy.
That might be new news. Hold up. That could be new news. I don't know.
It might not be. That's the same guy who said Draymond Green stuff. So I don't know. We can, I don't know.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Westbrook might be. I mean, I'm gonna look into that. That's crazy. That's true. That's crazy.
Look into it. But all right. So hold on, bro. So, no, this the Nick channel joint. This ain't like one of the regular homies. This the Nick channel joint. Yeah, yo. So if they did pick up Westbrook, I'm not nervous at all. I get a little nervous if they start to add some real gunners, some real shooters, because with Giannis and Bam and Wiggins, good defense. I'll give you that much. Good defense,
and
but
Powell.
I'm saying
don't forget Powell
if he stays.
Yeah, he's gonna stay.
Ain't he a free agent?
Trust me. Yeah, but Pat Riley about to fleece him. Just watch.
You think Pat Riley gonna drop the bag on him?
I think that Pat Riley got to first convince Wiggins to not sign the player option. He's going to do that because he didn't sign it yet.
Right.
And then he going to give Powell a bigger bag and Wiggins a little bag, or convince Wiggins to be traded somewhere else. One of the two.
I'll tell you one thing. Powell ain't going for the low ball though, because he's already been every year that the last 2 years he's supposed to be an all-star. So he ain't going to be able to just sell him the dream like, yo, I'm going to get you a chip with Giannis, take this little $7 million. Because Powell, he's not a $7 million kind of guy anymore.
Like 30. Like 30.
A little 30. Yeah, 30, then Powell going to stay. See, that I don't like. Yeah, that I don't like.
Telling
because Powell got game. A lot of people don't know about this kid. Powell is nice, and he's not soft. Pause. Like, yo, he's like that in big games. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm still not nervous. I just got to see the rest of. I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous at all. You know what I'm saying? But because Giannis, he could have went somewhere to make me nervous, like if him and Boston, instead of them trying to get Brown, if they would have just said, all right, we'll take Tatum, I'd have been a little nervous with that. I'd have been a little nervous. But over there with Miami, Bam and that 81, it don't scare me. It don't.
Nah.
Bam, you score good numbers, right? But let me see your numbers now with another big man right next to you. But I ain't gonna ban. I forgot he does got that jump shot, so he can step away. He been hitting his little threes. Yeah.
Threes is coming along, but yeah, the middies for sure.
Right. I'm still not nervous. I don't give a damn. Maybe I'm sounding too
confident.
They're
not better than us.
They're not. No, they're not even. Yeah, like they could get a Knicks in 5 treatment too. Is what I'm saying.
That's a fact.
I could see them getting a game. All right, but it's Knicks in 5 with them guys. I ain't nervous, man. So anybody calling up nervous, I mean, goddamn, what else we got to show y'all? You know what I'm saying? What else we got to show y'all? Absolutely.
We like
man.
DJ Khaled, man. We just walk around. We the best. We the champs. We the best. We ain't worried about none of that.
The league better hope Leon Rose don't just get lucky and get a young cat out the draft and and catch a veteran that just love the spotlight and want to, they bet because everybody, got a chance to upgrade and do better, right? But they forgetting that they thinking that just because we the champs, we satisfied. No, we want this to be lit again next year. And guess what? Other players, they're gonna want to join. They're gonna want to join,
That's
bro.
Fact. That's a fact.
That homies, man. Yeah, we good money, man. I don't know, man. I'm just a happy nigga. I don't like anybody talking any ignorance. I don't want to hear no but. And there's no but. Until the season starts, I don't want to hear no buts. When Floyd Mayweather wins his, when the boxer wins his titles, it's just title town and just chill.
That's
to my next fight.
To your next fight. That's a fact.
Yeah, I think I ran it enough, man.
Man, salute Trey, man. And don't get into that debate, man. Draymond was important, dog. Like, he's tripping. Just for the record, on the way out.
Appreciate you, boy. Yeah, that was
no
crazy.
doubt, Trey. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Yeah, listen, I know we don't like Draymond at all. I get it. But to downplay what he did as a player, I'm not for that. I'm a player appreciator. I don't got to do that. I just know my team is better than yours. Hey, to me, that's the greatest validation. We the best in the world. It's funny to watch these teams try to chase us. But I'm telling you right now, my pick, who I want, if we didn't trade the pick away already, Chris and Nat Jr., that's the dude. Get him with Towns. And he plays defense. And he shoots threes. Now you talking about 5 out, true 5 out? He can post up. He got a bat. Listen, Chris and Nat Jr., he could play like Towns. He could bring the ball up. He do all of that. He a hub, all of that. Trust me. Chris and Nat Jr., to me, is the guy. We'll see what happens. They didn't meet with him, so I don't know. We might trade away the pick. This is just how I'm feeling. But to be fair, teams have traded away. Teams have selected guys who they didn't meet with. But I look at the guys who you're meeting with as the barometer for what it is. As far as Miami's concerned, a lot can happen. I think they're the biggest threat now, but not better than us, but just like the number 2 team. But going forward in the future, it is what it is. Look, I'm going to be back tonight for the draft. Make sure you guys are in the building. I do appreciate you guys and all your support. And until next time, as always,